No, I wouldn't build you up that much if I didn't think it was like sincere. Oh my God. I loved how they didn't think you were a student. You'd probably be doing it for Flint or Oakland. Oh God, and then I'd hate you.
Be like, hi, I'm Tyler Mark. I'd be like, I'm Oakland's broadcaster. Ready?
I'm always ready.
But are you ready right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Pool A action, and George Mason could work out to be some Cinderella ruiners here tonight. George Mason comes into this game against Air Force Academy 0-1 after 9-1 scrubbing from Central Michigan University. Air Force overcoming Georgia Tech in overtime yesterday by a score of 4-3. Georgia Tech did not have the best day against Central Michigan either. CMU in this pool currently stands at 2-0. Air Force at 1-0, looking to get a win here tonight and force a date with destiny tomorrow at 5:30 against Central Michigan. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome in to the ACHA D3 National Broadcast Day 2 as Air Force Academy takes on George Mason University. I'm Sean Bednard, alongside me, Tyler Marcotte. This is a game we've been looking forward to for some time. We got to see George Mason yesterday when they took on Central Michigan, and we've been anticipating seeing this Air Force team for so long and getting a chance to call them. This is a very speedy team, and I think George Mason will have to match up against them in that speed department if they want to compete.
And the story for today's game is going to be offense against defense. More specifically, you've got the nation's leading goal scorer, Cameron Smith, 73 goals in 29 games. And on the other end, you've got one of the nation's best goaltenders, John Nan. He's got 17-2. Yesterday made 23 saves in the overtime victory. So very good offense against very good defense, and should be an exciting one.
Air Force is a team that I've always said plays out of their region. I've always believed them to be more of a southern-style team, speed and scoring-wise, with a northern-style goaltender in John Ganan. And I think this team's going to compete very well against a team like this in George Mason. Mason, a very strong first period against Central Michigan University, but the wheels fell off around that second period when CMU scored 5 more goals.
And I think that's because mostly due to a couple reasons. In the first period against the Chippewas, the George Mason Patriots physically dominated the Chippewas on the boards and in the center ice, really taking it to them and playing on the body. And I think that threw the Chippewas off. I would like to see them play that a little bit more consistently throughout today's game. And I think if they can do that and they can get the puck on the stick of Cameron Smith, they should be just fine. And what a task it's going to be for Air Force to take up against this awesome offense that scores 7.4 goals per game. And they've got one of the best scorers in the country, Cameron Smith.
Yeah, and he's going to be gnawing at the bit here today. 1 assist in the entirety of yesterday's game. I think that's the lowest amount of points he's been held to this entire season. You don't get 74 goals in a season just by being some guy who gets a few goals here and there. This is a consistent goal scorer, and this is a team that seeks and destroys teams in the DVCHC. To be able to 1 goal in yesterday's game in their first national tournament, that's not sitting well with them. This is a battle of the troops out here. We got the Patriots from George Mason and the Air Force Falcons. George Mason starters as they came out onto the ice. Matthew Benjamin, a different goaltender than they had in yesterday's game, just a 4-goal starter in the season. On the defensive side, Nicholas Baker, who played a very good game in yesterday's game, and Sean Ryan, a physical wrecking ball, starting on the right defensive side. Cameron Helfelt, the centerman. Left wing, Kevin Diner, the captain, and Cam Smith starting on that right wing side. He was a second liner in yesterday's game. They're going to have to put him right up top if they want to have success today.
And you talk about the troops, Matthew Benjamin repping the flag patterned pillows there on his legs. So very patriotic day, patriotic game as the troops take on the Patriots.
Starters for this Air Force Academy team, John Ganan, a junior goaltender who I've always been hot on, believed to be one of the best goaltenders in the Pacific region. On the defensive side, Jarek Youngquist, the assistant captain, Trey Tollefson, the other defensive man, Alexander Falconer for the Falcons, a freshman from Kohler, Wisconsin, Luca Matto, an assistant captain and a senior forward, and your former line mate and a former teammate of yours for a little bit there, Kyle Abraham, junior forward from Farmington.
Former Northville alums.
There you go. We're going to step aside for the playing of the national anthem. Great battle here today against the best team in the DVCHC Conference and one of the #1 teams in the country during the course of the season in the Air Force Falcons. Big key matchup for you here today, especially if you're George Mason, if you want to keep yourself alive in any bit. And of course, for Air Force, they want to set up that 2-0 to go up against Central Michigan tomorrow in a battle of the Titans. What does George Mason need to do to come up with a win in this game after not finding any success yesterday?
Have 74 roll. If he can roll and if he can succeed, this team is going to play well. The numbers in games where he scores are significantly better for this team in games that he doesn't score. So if he can get rolling, if he can get a couple of goals, a couple of points, this team can really succeed. And for Air Force, they got to get John Gannon going. If he can stay hot, he can stay cool, this team will succeed. And what a lot offensive line they have going here. You talked about Kyle Abraham, like you said, also a product of the Northville hockey program back in Michigan. Never had the pleasure of sharing a regular season with Kyle, but we played a little summer hockey together, and he's a great dude. Had a goal and an assist in yesterday's game, as he'll look to have another great one today.
That's why they got him out there starting, and we start off here with Alexander Falconer working with this one inside of the neutral zone.
Probably the best name to team association.
Easily. Falconer for the Falcons, that's perfect. Literally fits. This one played back as they work across the center ice area. Hellfeld bringing this one in for the first time in today's game from the right side circle. Wearing the yellow jerseys today, and they score! Wow. The captain from the right circle puts it through, and Nicholas Baker starts off George Mason's day 24 seconds into the first period.
Wow, what a shot from the point, and a quick turnaround, and I think the release kind of threw off John Gannon a little bit, squeaked by the blocker low side, and George Mason gets on the board very quickly, just 24 seconds into this one, and they've already doubled their goal total on the weekend. Much better start in today's game than they had in yesterday's 1-0 lead from the captain.
What a beauty of a shot down there from Nicholas Baker. Goal number 3 on the season for him. Wow. 24 seconds into it, the first shot that John Gannon sees, and it's a slapper, a beauty from Nicholas Baker for his 3rd goal this season. Not even a minute deep into this game, George Mason, those yellow jerseys working out a lot better for him as Gannon makes an emphatic save right there to get himself back into it. That's a tough start for Air Force. Got to play from behind now.
Yeah, and that is not the way you wanted to start if you're the Falcons. A tough game yesterday against the Yellow Jackets. You were hoping for a much better start here today. But unfortunately, you find yourself down early 1-0 to a team that they feel like they did not play their best game yesterday at all, and they're looking forward to a much better result here today. And already a great start by the Patriots.
What a huge hit down there from Corey Gutierrez going up against Jared Lechner, though. This George Mason team is not afraid to get physical, and we'll see if that comes out if Air Force tries to go body to body with them. This one played back in front of the Air Force bench, moving across center ice and brought back down by A.J. Beckwith. Making a shot from the right side circle, save being able to be made down there from Matthew Benjamin. This one played in the low slot area. Got to be careful down there as a rovering around was Branson Tahari. Tahari moving around once again. Played in the right side circle. This one moved up the ice. Right back down as Gross tried to play on top of that one. Played an okay game in yesterday's game. Not quite the game that we've seen from him all season long, though.
No, he was physically around the puck and got some opportunities, but had to leave early after a major penalty to him, and he's able to play in today's game, and for the Patriots, that is huge. He is a key offensive piece to this puzzle. 36 goals on the season. That's second on the team, and second on the team to the nation's leading scorer. Fantastic.
You're doing
production.
All right, then.
And he's one of the leading point getters on this team, so they need him to also get going as well as Trevor Mack, another leading scorer for this Mason Patriots team.
Yep, both were kicked out of yesterday's games with games, but Trevor Mack back in, and the former Iowa State D3 player of Alex Gross still out there to help lead this team. So far, they're up 1-0, so things are going well. 2 minutes into it.
Great start so far, the Patriots, and they're controlling the pace of play for the most part. Air Force taking a little longer to get puck possession in the offensive zone.
You think about that extra period of hockey and how much effect that can have.
Certainly.
It was a very long overtime period. We've had a few that have gone to tie. In fact, 2 for Arkansas, who, well, they're in a tough position now at 0-2. You come to the national tournament, you can't win a game, but you don't lose a game.
No. And a relatively late game at that.
Yeah, absolutely. This one played back right side circle. As that one finds way right back down to earth inside of the Patriots offensive end. Back by the net, Alex Gross has this one. Working on the goal line and brought back out the other way by Air Force. Moving this one in on a 2-on-1. Entering from the left side circle. Making a shot happen, and that one just gets partially blocked as it was released by Falconer. Move back down. A check avoids the man down there as Matt gets thrown off of the puck. Played across the blue line now. Brought back in from Trevor Mack. And this one played back inside of the Air Force defensive end on the stick of Kyle Abraham.
Already liking the physicality so far from George Mason. I'd be pretty annoyed with yesterday's results if I were in a Patriot uniform today. So I feel like they must feel like they have a lot to prove here today against the number one team in their pool.
It looks like down here that Air Force will be going on a penalty when this gun gets touched up. Actually, just a
delayed icing, and they beat it out. What a great hustle play there by Kevin Diner.
This one played back down. Diner was another key figure in yesterday's game for George Mason despite their loss. The captain looked very good out there for the team. This one played back by George Mason. This forecheck has been dominant. Air Force's entirety of their back check has pretty much been skated forward and then just dump it down when you can. Shot gets deflected away down there from the goaltender Matthew Benjamin, as that one got knocked down into the corner. Played back down there. They're playing kick the biscuit along the boards. This one played back out. Cam Smith getting his name called for the first time, having that one for just a moment. Played back behind the net. Ryan Ruley having this one. Played to the blue line. Quick moving over. Russell Ellis. This one finds its way up, and Cam Smith finds it on his stick. Smith enters across the red line, bringing this one in, and he gets tripped up right down there. A good physical check to throw him off the puck. Back in. Now being moved by Jackson Harnoy. He was a physical man as well. He threw a few Chippewa players into the bench. Played back down as that one goes out of play. 15:48 to go here, first period. Good movement from both teams. 1-0 lead for George Mason.
And I think yesterday you and I had the pleasure of seeing Cameron Smith for the first time yesterday, and I think something that you and I were impressed with was his speed and his puck handling abilities. He has no problem blowing by defensemen, and he has great power movement towards the front of the net, which resulted in his only point yesterday. A great assist over to his line mate, Tariq Zagage, and what a great player he is, and looking forward to right now seeing how Air Force can try and contain him, as he is a key offensive threat for this Patriots team.
This one brought in offside, so a face-off just outside of the offensive end for George Mason with 15:35 to go here, first period.
And how CMU shut him down yesterday, what we noticed was that they took whoever defenseman partner was out there, they were shadowing him as much as they could for as long as they could. It didn't seem like he had 5 feet of room at all throughout yesterday's game, and he was frustrated and held relatively unsuccessful on the night. That one assist coming in the very, very late parts of the game when the game is pretty much all but decided, and I think that worked out well for CMU, and we'll see if Air Force took any notes during that game on how to shut him down, but George Mason needs to do whatever they can to get the puck on his stick.
Icing there from Air Force, so George Mason has an offensive zone faceoff. Left side circle, this one played right back behind the net as Zagady goes after it. Taken back here by Branson Tahari as he has it behind the net. Tries to chip this one forward. George Mason, takes this one right back from the left side circle. Move back, top of the right side circle, firing a shot. That one gets redirected and goes past Canan on the right side. Now played through the right side circle. Working this one inside of the corner. Tahari trying to move this one down inside of the circle. It's taken right back by Air Force now. They cross the blue line across the red line, and just one Air Force Falcon brings this one in. Cole Grove able to work with this one. Plays it and keeps it for as long as he can. Reinforcements come in, but George Mason moves this one up and out of the zone. Now being played back as it works its way down in the defensive end into the neutral zone and brought back in now by Jed Cutter. Cutter from the goal line plays this one back, and that one just misses the net as he had a little bit of a man riding his back. Played back down behind the net. Matt Hahn working with this one, trying to center it. Oh, and a great diving save down there from the defense. Left side circle, taking a shot, loose in front of the net, and George Mason takes this one right back. Played back right side circle. That one goes up against the boards and finds its way inside of the corner. Ringing around the backboards, taken right back outside of the left side circle. Moved up the ice along the blue line at the center ice logo, and George Mason tries to chip this one right back into the offensive end. One body able to move that one, and they go down for a dump and change. Now moving as this one stuck up against the boards. Gross waiting for this one on the goal line. Cam Smith can't get that one to him cleanly as he's surrounded by Falcons. Stick pops out, played back now as Baker's got this one. He already has one today, and that one bounces off of the glove of John Ganan. 13:50 to go here, first period, 1-0 lead for George Mason. Down the ice, and this will go back for an icing against the Falcons.
Been pretty impressed with the tenacity and the speed so far of the Patriots. They're not shying away from the puck. Every time there's a loose puck, there's at least 2 Patriots after it. I think Air Force needs to show a little bit more tenacity and urgency in their game. Playing a little lackadaisical, not the intense nature I would like to see from a team that needs to win today's game. They're playing well with the puck. They're getting good chances in the offensive zone, but the forecheck is just not there. They're letting the Patriots seemingly walk through the neutral zone uncontested.
And their chances at that so far are few and far between. Yeah. Not really testing a goaltender like Matthew Benjamin, who has not had a ton of chances this season. Just 4 games played, like we mentioned. Undefeated, but only 4 games. Right side blue line shot towards the net. That one got blocked up in traffic. Lead man going forward and off to the races goes Alexander Falconer, and he misses the net on the shot. Had some room to work with, but heard the footsteps from Jackson Harnoy. Now back down the way, Cam Smith skating hard to go after this one. Into the boards he goes with Matt Dudenkoff. Played right side circle, low slot area, skating backwards. Cam Smith has this one, right side blue line, and that one jumps up and out of play, and she's gone.
And right there's the speed from Cameron Smith. We see he's at least 5 feet behind the defenseman, and he looks to have he does not look to have the height and the weight advantage, but he's still able to get on the inside edge and force a turnover in the offensive zone, and leads to an opportunity in front. I mean, that's just the tenacious play of the nation's leading goal scorer. He's one of the best, and there's a very good reason why. We just saw it right there.
Douglas Gutierrez moves this one in. It gets sent up and away from Matthew Benjamin. Now an offensive zone faceoff for Air Force, one of their first.
And it doesn't really feel like Air Force is out shooting George Mason, but they are 5-2. And one of those 2 shots, of course, the first shot of the game, 25 seconds in, finding the back of the net, and that's the only goal we've seen today.
Face-off win, shot on net, loose of the doorstep, and that one gets kicked away. Another turn and fire right there, and this one goes inside of the corner. Taken back left side circle now, backhand opportunity. That one finds its way to the goal line, still played right back there as Air Force controls it. They work this one inside of the corner on Ryan Ruley's stick. Right side circle, they just dump this one in the corner off of the stick of Danny Linso. Now played inside of the circle, left side circle area, low slot, and they just missed the net right there. Oh, and a wide open net, but too bouncy of a puck down there for Ryan Charlo.
What a great opportunity. Air Force with a couple of great chances on net. 2 miss the net, 2 find the net, but standing tall is Matthew Benjamin. He's looked fantastic so far today in this first period.
When he's been tested, he definitely has shown in the ones that he's had to have.
8 for 8.
Air Force taking a few shots, I think, with too much anxiety, it seems like, at this point. They have the area, they just need to slow down and shoot it. They've gone to this point for a reason. They were the number 1 team in the country for a long time for a reason. Now they play this one as Air Force will be going on a penalty kill when this one gets touched up. Benjamin heads to the box, and the extra skater's out there for the time being. Delayed penalty call, and a 6-on-5 for the time being. 11:30 to go here, first period. Played up the ice. Got to be careful here. Want to use this as much as he can while you got the extra skater. Alex Gross over to Cam Smith. Right side circle, a shot that's held onto from Ganan. And that'll do it for that 6-on-5, but they'll go 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. First power play opportunity of the night.
Interference call. We'll look to see who will be the guilty party. Heading the box is number 24 for the Air Force Academy, Branson Tahiri. So 2-minute power play, and the special team chances yesterday, George Mason, very underwhelming. 0 for 6 on the power play, but the penalty kill for the Falcons yesterday, 2 for 3, so successful for them. Patriots looking to at least get 1 special teams goal here today, as they were a disappointing result from a surprising team.
They already had 3 shorthanded goals against them yesterday. A 2-on-1, left side, right in front of the net, still loose. And that one just got kicked away. Matt Benjamin did everything he could right there, and it works out for him.
What a great rush. Like you mentioned, this team gave up 3 shorthanded goals yesterday, and it almost gave up their 4th of the week.
That would be an absolute killer for momentum. You got the 1 goal, but when you give that goal up shorthanded style, that always blows a little bit to your extra man advantage. Played back to the left side blue line. Weak pass. It works out anyway. Trevor Mack. Pass. Redirect. John Ganan was dealing with traffic in front from Cameron Smith. Played back. Trevor Mack's got this one once again. And Air Force, when they get that puck with real estate to work with, you see the speed come out. Right side circle. A bouncing puck. And that one was handled once again by Benjamin as he sent that one away. Now played back down. Moving this one in. High slot area. And John Ganan wasn't sure if he had it, but the official says, yes, sir, you do have that one, as he blows the whistle dead. 1 minute to go on the power play.
The speed of Cameron Smith creates the opportunity there for the Patriots. Would love to see a little bit more setup. You've got some time. You've got a minute left on your power play. Instead of walking in and taking the first chance you got, try and open up the defense and see what can happen. And also helps if you don't shoot the puck right in the chest of the goaltender, but you got to give the benefit of the doubt when the stick's on the puck of the nation's leading scorer.
Goal comes off. That's the reason for the stoppage. 6 seconds off the power play clock. 10:14 to go here, first period. So about the time that this power play expires, we will have our media timeout. Face off, right side circle. And immediately blown dead from the far linesman. So they'll do it all over again. Jed Cutter under center here against Kevin Diner. One back by Diner. Right side circle shot. That one a riser as it went off of a stick and ramped up. Played back up and out of play. 10:06 to go now. Another 6 seconds come off. I like to see what I am seeing out of Air Force, though, creating those odd man opportunities when you get them, mainly because with a team with this kind of speed on a penalty kill, they can do something that Central Michigan loves to do, and that's the reason that we've seen 2 odd man rushes now on their penalty kill. They can try that stretch pass because you have no real risk when you run it in a situation on the penalty kill because the clearing effort is not an icing. This one played back down right side circle, whiff of a shot down there. This one finding its way right side boards, low glass area, and back behind the net it goes. Mason takes it right back as they get this one up to Harnoy. Backhanded pass out of the zone, and Air Force will take advantage of it as they have a few men waiting to come on. D'Agostino dumps this one on net, not ever finding its way there to the blue line. This one's held in and then just chipped towards the boards. Finally out of the zone it comes from Troy Tollefson. 6 seconds to go here on the power play. They look to bring it in with speed quickly. Lechner having this one. That'll do it for the man advantage. This one finding its way towards the front of the net, though, and got kicked away by the Air Force defense. Played back down, near side boards. Harnoy sends this one in. Left side circle taken right back here by the troops. They work with it back behind the net. Left side circle looking to move up and out. Across the red line. This one brought in. A little bit of a hit down there to Matt Dudenkoff as that one was trying to be played. Under 9 minutes to go here, first period. 1 goal game thanks to a goal 24 seconds into it. Played up the ice. Taken right back here once again by Dudenkoff. He just sends that one back behind the net. Playing with it back there is George Mason as this one gets deflected up into the air. Taken by Air Force. Whiffing on the shot. He's passing that one right back and it goes behind the net where Ryan Ruley will be here to take it. Played back behind. Inside of the corner. Man sent down. The puck's underneath of him. Air Force trying to take this one but it gets taken away instead by George Mason. They move this one up the ice now. Cameron Helfeld feeds that one forward. It gets taken away by Air Force inside of their defensive end. The Falcons take this one. Gets jammed forward. A Falcon falls down onto the ice, and then a Mason Patriot gets a hit right back from him. Back behind the net on the goal line. Looking to move it forward. Goes down the ice, and this one gets taken back by the George Mason captain of Nicholas Baker as they got a rush going in the other way. Odd man, but the wrong way. Alex Gross with this one inside of the corner. Back behind the net. He leaves it right back there. Playing from behind inside of the right side circle. It gets taken right back now by the Falcons as Matt Hahn had that one. Hahn will take this one once again. A strong feed up the ice, but too strong for Jed Cutter to catch. 7.5 minutes to go here in this period. This one gets dumped inside of the corner, and George Mason will chase after it. Played back in the corner. Now Russell Ellis with it. Ellis, as this one gets deflected away off of a George Mason body, played up to Hahn once again. Matt Hahn off of the boards. Played back down. That one will get played back behind the net as John Gannan will leave it back there. Now inside of the circle. Goes forward up the ice. And a good catch and receive up here from Luke Amato to the front of the net. Fires a shot. Oh, and the stick poke just at the very last second. Done it. This one trying to wrap around. No luck down there from Alexander Falconer leading the offense as this one's at the left side blue line. Oh my goodness, what a save from Matthew Benjamin.
You think he's on his game today? What a great glove save. Made 3 back-to-back-to-back. And it seems that ever since the George Mason goal at the beginning, they've kind of just been hanging around, but Air Force starting to make a push as this first period is now at the media timeout. But what an individual effort there from Matthew Benjamin. His numbers reflect that he has a tremendous goaltender as well. 1.72 goals against and a .925 save percentage. So the impressive stats are showing here today, and George Mason getting an opportunity on the power play, unable to capitalize, gave up a couple opportunities to Air Force, and that's got to do a lot for momentum for the Falcons. Getting back into that game after giving up a penalty, and they're out shooting the Patriots 14-5.
And it shows. It definitely shows.
It feels like it too.
The shots, besides the one that we saw from Nick Baker, these George Mason shots have been very weak, and if not weak, just by the shots themselves. themselves, very easily savable from John Gannon.
And what you're seeing from Cameron Smith is when they've got possession in the offensive zone, the Patriots, he's poking in front of the net and he's waiting on the back door, but he's shadowed by a Falcon the entire time he's in that offensive zone, and they're not just standing next to him talking about their dinner plans. They're roughing him up, getting in a shoulder in his rib, getting a stick in his feet, making sure that his life is very difficult.
Ooh, trying the redirect right there from that shot from the blue line as Falconer's got it once again. Left side circle, a high shot, staples the old ACHA Columbus logo as this one jumps back behind the net. The man throws the glove to get that puck away from the net. Played right back behind the net. This one's moved with by Kyle Abraham. Sneaks up past his stick, playing its way, and this one gets sent out of the zone as it finds its way back the other way. Cam Smith a little erratic down there as he works with that one. Playing it down the ice, and this one will be cleared down. Icing call from one linesman immediately gets called off by another. 6.5 minutes ago here, first period. George Mason looking to move up ice. They do it quickly here with Cam Smith. 2-on-2 developing here as this one's left right back for a George Mason player finding its way back to the blue line. Couldn't be moved carefully there by Cameron Helfelt. Played up now, Nicholas Baker. Weak pass, that's going to get intercepted. Moving the other way from Douglas Gutierrez, right side. Oh, and he just misses the net right there. Had a lot of wide open net to work with. Held into the zone for a moment as Diner falls down onto the ice. Having this one once again was Gutierrez. Brought back blue line side on the left side circle. Moved in by Trey Tollefson. Pass in the high slot area finds way to the blue line and Jared Youngquist's stick. Played back inside of the corner now. Moving it is Ryan Ruley. Behind the net, taken here by the Air Force Falcons. A Falconer stick. Played back right side and it'll be moved out of the zone. Just dumped back down by Youngquist. It'll be played by Matthew Benjamin. 5:40 to go here, first period, 1-0 lead for George Mason. Moved in, this one jumps up, heading towards the George Mason bench, and a great catch by the center fielder down there.
Physical play here from both teams, and a good forecheck by Air Force forcing a couple of ill-timed passes and a couple of opportunities on their end. The shots are just racking up for them.
Back behind the net of Benjamin. This one being played with by George Mason. They look to move it up and out as they move this one up to David Leitzel. Played at center ice and intercepted by the Falcons. A shot on net. That one past the red line, so it'll be go down as they'll go for a dump and chase right here. Back inside of the right side corner. Taken back by the Falcons. Blue line shot. Blocked away easily. Still loose down there in the low slot area. Underneath of a man. Moving this one back down low slot, and Benjamin falls on top of it. A very aware play from Matt Benjamin, a sophomore playing like a senior goaltender right there.
And fortunately, the refs blew it dead to a hand pass, so even if the puck would have crossed the line, it more than likely would have been disallowed, and a very close call there for the Mason Patriots.
Face off, right side of the neutral zone from the bottom portion. Gabriel Silva under center here, going up against Trevor Mack. Mack wins that face-off back cleanly and well. Down the ice, this one goes right in front of the Air Force bench. Taken back as they work with this one left side circle. Moving up the ice the other way. This one in the air. Gross dumps this one in. Good kick around right there from Air Force, and they move this one right back. George Mason takes it, dump it right back down the ice, and it finds its way back behind the goal line of John Gannon. He falls down onto the ice. This one loose back behind his net. Played inside of the corner, intercepted here by Alex Gross of George Mason. Working with this one, looks to move it down inside of the circle. Baker's got it. Zagady couldn't come up with that one. Now played back inside of the corner. Zagady with it once again. Air Force trying to fight with this one as Luca Mato's all over it. Now loose back on the goal line for George Mason. Played back behind that same area as Trevor Mack moves with this one. Danny Linso takes it. Can't clear the zone with that one, though, as he kicks this one right back behind. Taken by Air Force. They move this one to the goal line, finding its way right inside of the circle once again. It'll be moved out by Ryan Delahunt. At center ice, this one picked up by George Mason. Rogers just dumps this one right back behind as Alex Gross goes after it. Back to the blue line, this one goes. Dewhurst able to hold that one in. Taken back in the Air Force defensive end. And Air Force just having trouble breaking out. Not so much a forecheck from this George Mason team because no opportunities on the offensive side are coming up with it. More so just a failure in the breakout of Air Force.
And they're doing a great job at holding that blue line and protecting the neutral zone, making things very difficult for the Falcons to get into the offensive zone.
Yeah, great neutral zone forecheck, you will say, here from George Mason. They are definitely controlling middle ice. right side corner inside of their own defensive end. This one brought back out into the neutral zone and taken by Air Force. Moving it back in, delayed offsides call here as this one's played at center ice. Down it will go, back to the goal line. It'll be taken right back here by A.J. Beckwith. Beckwith drops this one right back as it finds its way into the stick of Russell Ellis. Up the ice, that one goes right through the legs, and this one will be a foot race down for an icing, won back by Sean Ryan.
Well, that neutral zone strategy of just protecting that blue line, it seems a bit passive, but it can be effective if executed correctly. There's an old video of the Tampa Bay Lightning playing against the Philadelphia Flyers, and Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. Tampa Bay used to play that style where they would just sit back and kind of let you come to them, and then once you get close to that blue line, they attack. And the Philadelphia Flyers would just hit back and stick handle the puck for as long as they want in their own defensive zone, and that can work. But George Mason's doing a great job of protecting the neutral zone, making it very difficult for Air Force to get through and get opportunities on the offensive end.
2:40 to go here. First period of play, 1-0 lead for George Mason as this one squeaks out into the neutral zone. Brought down the ice from Alexander Falconer, working around a man, firing a backhander, trying to jam that one right back through. But another save down there from Matt Benjamin. Kevin Diner with this one. Sneaks that one through the legs of an Air Force Falcon. Back up the ice before Cam Smith can get in. Diner's got it once again in his defensive end. Worked up to Halfelt. Played back down. Backhand and back in, and a dump and change here. Wholesale change minus Cam Smith. Up the ice. Beckwith with that one. Playing this one, and it finds its way back down as Sean Ryan takes it now. Moved into the neutral zone, having to wait for everyone to get back on sides. Finally is, and they'll just move this one in. Shot towards the net, stick save made right down there. Taken once again now by Corey Gutierrez behind the net. Air Force working with this one inside of the goal line. Working back to the blue line, held in, skate to stick down there. Finding its way back to the blue line. Able to keep that one in as this one finds its way to the circle. Now loose in front, finding its way back down out of the neutral zone. And back to center ice it goes. Douglas Gutierrez now across the red line. Dumps that one down the ice. Going in after it is Gutierrez once again. He won't get a chance at it as it'll be played by Matt Benjamin first. Down as this one goes off of the boards. Hitting a man right up against the glass. It finds its way back inside of the defensive end. Loose down there, and this one finds its way up into neutral ice. Down the other way, Cole Grove, as he falls down onto the ice, is able to move that one. $1:10 to go here in period number 1. Brought in on sides, losing that one back. It's loose against the near side boards and finding its way back down inside of the defensive end now of Trey Tollefson. Inside of neutral ice, right at the center ice slot. Working this one up in. Shooting it on net, and Matt Benjamin will just hold on to that one and draw a face-off right next to him.
Not an overly physical period at all for George Mason. Either of these teams aren't playing overly physical. It seems to be a lot of back and forth passing, errors, and forechecking, stick checks, and forcing opportunities for yourself based off of your tenacity and your forechecking the strategy. Both these teams they're getting good shots, and Air Force is dominating the shots department, but a very even game here in the first period.
Yeah, and kind of a sloppy game from both these teams, especially compared to their usual play styles, their usual smooth operations. Played up the ice, this one finding its way inside of the circles. Air Force moves it out with some speed coming in now. 3-on-3 developing. Oh my goodness, Falconer with some fancy moves. Left side circle firing a shot. That one ramps up. 26 seconds to go here in this period. This one played out of the circles. Back checking coming up here from Air Force. Played right side, back inside of the corner. A check thrown right down there. Back on the goal line. Played down. 12 seconds to go. Out of the zone. It's not able to be brought as Harnoy holds it at the blue line. Trying to redirect, and that one jumps upstairs. I like the man in front of the net. Great idea down there from Tyler D'Agostino.
What a great vision play from Harnoy. He's got the open lane. He's got the opportunity, but he takes the low shot pass to D'Agostino and hoping for that deflection in front. It'd be very easy for him just to take the easy shot uncontested. He was kind of off to the side of the goal, not really any traffic in front of John Canan, but a great awareness played in trying that shot pass. It almost worked out well, just a little bit off.
Shot down the edge of the ice as this one gets killed off, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes of play here from Schiller North Rink A. George Mason scores 24 seconds into the period, and nothing since then. A 1-0 deadlock affair heading into the first intermission.
And fortunate for that first goal, first shot goal by George Mason Patriots, or else they'd find themselves down by even more.
Well, after 20 minutes of play, that goal was scored by Nick Baker, and that will do it for our first 20 minutes. George Mason, of course, down by a score of up by a score of 1-0. Down in this tournament with a loss to Central Michigan, 9-1. Did not suffer as bad as Georgia Tech, who was Air Force's overtime foe in yesterday's game. Air Force and Georgia Tech going 7 minutes of the one-time 10-minute overtime period. And a 4-3 winner for them as they came up with it late in that game. Georgia Tech with a 12-3 loss in tonight's game against the Central Michigan Chippewas. And we've got Tyler Marcotte down on the ice with the head coach of Air Force. Take it away, Tyler.
Coach, a very tough first period. What do you think about your team's performance heading into the second?
Yeah, I think we've played well so far. There were times where we were letting them set the tone. They're a service academy, so we know they're going to play physical. They're going to be well conditioned, and we need to make sure that they're not. We're not letting them set the tone. We need to.
You guys get a quick goal early in the first period. The first shot you see against one of the best goalies in the league. What did that do for your team's confidence on the bench?
It definitely gave us a big boost of confidence, especially coming off a one-goal performance against Central Michigan. We have a couple tweaks on the power play to get that working again. But that was definitely it's always good to play with a lead.
You mentioned your guys' performance yesterday against the Chippewas, a little bit of a disappointing result. What did you tell your team? What was the message to the boys heading into this important game against the number one team in the pool?
Yeah, well, you can only take care of of the games you're participating in. So we just have to come out, business as usual, take care of business against Air Force, and that's all we can do. We can't worry about what we did yesterday. That's behind us, and next game up.
Only 5 shots in this first period. What would you like to see from your goal scorers, including Cameron Smith, to get that offense going? You guys like to put the puck in the net. How can you guys achieve that?
I think just making smarter passes. We're looking for those large home run passes. We need our wingers to come back and work harder to get the puck. Take those 30-foot passes, turn them into 5-foot passes. Make it easy on the defense.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck in the second period, Coach. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, head coach of George Mason, Morgan Manizza. A 1-0 lead for his squad. After 20 minutes of play here, it only took him 24 seconds. We will step aside now before the start of period number 2. We hope you will stick around with us. A great game going on here between George Mason and Air Force in Pool A. We go. Second period action, just about ready to get underway here from Columbus, Ohio. George Mason and Air Force deadlocked in a 1-0 lead for George Mason. When we say that, we mean it was a very odd first period of hockey.
Yeah, well, that first goal coming 24 seconds into the game off a strange shot from the point, a quick release that I think caught Falcons goaltender John Ganan off balance, and since then, we haven't seen a whole lot of offensive action. Air Force, although getting 19 shots, although you and I talked about the break, it doesn't feel like they have a 19 to 5 shot lead, but very balanced game here in the first period. We're looking for a little bit more action here in the second between these two teams that are very used to putting the puck in the back of the net.
We'll see if anyone can do that here in period number 2 as we are back underway now. Play back inside of the defensive end of Air Force now as this puck bounces around. Remember, that goal came 24 seconds into period number 1 for George Mason off of the captain Nick Baker's stick. Played back down the ice now as this one's on the stick, playing forward by Sean Ryan. Ryan will take this one once again inside of the defensive end, moved up to Alex Gross. Gross brings this one back in as Trevor Mack will go after it behind the net. Played back behind. This one goes inside of the corner. George Mason controls it, trying to send this one in short side. Now back behind the net, they have it once again. Upstairs They go with that one, and that one just missed. It was a great idea.
God, what a great transfer from Alex Gross, the veteran. He was here last year with Iowa State, D3. Tried to go backhand upstairs and just missed.
Left side circle, firing a shot, and a great save by Matt Benjamin. 20 saves for him already.
He's been fantastic. He's using those American flag pillows to slide all over his crease, and he's been tremendous. Every shot he's faced today, he's looked it in, looked very calm, poised in that net, and for a guy who's only started 4 games this year, he looks fantastic.
Left side blue line. This one dumped right back behind the net. Finds its way against the ACHA Nationals glass. Back inside of the corner, they go after this one. Now inside of the circle. Finding its way back down to the corner. Left side circle on the outside. Played back behind the net now. Working this one inside of the corner. Moving it right back behind and going after it is Ryan Ruley. Ruley pinned up against the boards down there by Jackson Harnoy. Back behind once again is Ruley with this one. Working on the backhand and moving back to the forehand now. Behind the net on the forehand having this one is Air Force on the stick of Douglas Gutierrez. Gutierrez passes this one off. Right side circle having this one. Playing it back down inside of the corner. Now moving this one inside of the circle. Firing a shot. That one misses the net. Played back to the blue line. Working its way back out the other way as Cameron Smith comes in with a ton of speed. Fires a shot. And a shoulder save made down there by Ganan. That one was aiming for the back of the net, and it was on a mission.
He caught a piece with his shoulder, and it still almost found the back of the net. What a rocket there from Cam Smith.
This one finds its way back the other way as Corey Gutierrez moves it up, waiting for a 2-on-2 to develop, sends a backhander towards the net, and that one's just absorbed easily by Matt Benjamin.
And that's what a lot of the shots from Air Force looked like in the first period, just shots on net, trying to wear down Matthew Benjamin, but he looks poised and he looks relaxed, very comfortable in that crease. Just watching him even without the puck, he does not look tired, he does not look nervous, very comfortable from a goaltender who has not gotten a lot of experience.
Right side circle, that one bounced up, and I don't think Matt Benjamin understood that it jumped that high. Didn't see it. This one played back behind the net on the left side. Back down, right side goal line towards the front of the net. That one gets bounced away. Played back down, left side circle now. Moving this one up to the blue line. Playing it right back down through the circle, and it gets taken away by George Mason now. Playing this one back inside of the defensive end of Air Force. Looking to move it. They find this one right back down out of the stick of Dudnikov. Down the ice. This one played back as Rogers looks after, but it gets taken away by Nicholas Baker. That one jumped up by Leitzel, picked off of the Dudnikov throwdown. Played off of the George Mason bench now. Moving the other way as D'Agostino has that one taken off of his stick. Now right in front of the Air Force bench, this puck finds its way all the way down back behind the net of Matt Benjamin. Down the other way this one goes as a Falcon comes sliding in. Might have got in the way of that one was Matt Hahn, as this one's brought down the other way by the stick of Kyle Dewhurst. Dewhurst finding its way onto the stick of Danny Linstow for Air Force. Move back down. Matt Hahn of the Falcons has it once again. Play to the blue line. Harnoy holds it in. He takes a check, and they're trying to push him off of that blue line. Working this one down. Hahn trying to dig it out. Brought back in by Alex Gross. Gross from the right side circle ties a toe drag, and that one's held on to from John Ganan. 16:51 to go. Second period. 1-0 Air Force. George Mason.
Two good opportunities in front by Alex Gross. He's a big dude, and a veteran leadership from him is definitely going to be crucial. The grad student from Fairfax, Virginia. He knows what it it takes to succeed in this national tournament. And now he's trying to help his George Mason team win their first national tournament win in program history.
Wow, a huge check in front of the net as that puck was loose. Taken back away now as a 2-on-2 develops for Air Force. They bring this one in the other side from Alexander Falconer. Falconer can't get that one around Sean Ryan. Falconer with this one once again. He's getting bodied down there by two different George Mason Patriots. Falconer with it once again behind the net, finding its way inside of the corner. Falconer takes this one, moving it down the ice, back behind the net. It's taken now. Mason moves this one back up the other way. Down as Tarek Zagady has it, the lone goal scorer in yesterday's game. Ganan has a little bit of trouble handling that one as it finds its way back inside of the circle. Now loose to the front of the net, firing a shot. That one gets taken away as John Ganan got a stick on that one. Played back on the near side boards. Trevor Mack with it. Left side circle. He deflected his own shot, still kept his own rebound though. Played back, this one jumped into the air from Harnoy, taken back by Air Force, and a one-on-one, but that one had no trouble for Sean Ryan to collect as off the ice goes Luke Amato.
Tremendous awareness from Trevor Mack to find Alex Gross cross ice.
Gross fires a shot right there, bounces inside of the corner and finds its way back to the blue line. Mack gets this one. Oh, and coming out of there was Alex Falconer trying to overpower his man. He gets taken back a little bit there on a interference. Back right side circle, they try and go short side, and Matt Benjamin gloves that one away, keeps it in play. Down the ice, this one will go, and an icing against the goaltender down there. Pretty rare one you'll see there.
And he had the puck in his glove, and he was surrounded by teammates, decided to play it and throws it down the ice for an icing. So not only are his teammates not going to change, but there's going to be a face-off right to his left. But he's been fantastic. He has been absolutely superb, and I think his team feels comfortable playing in front of him. They trust him in that crease.
Face-off win here from Air Force. They keep it going, loose in front of the net, and George Mason pushed him off. That is way out of the net. Comes Matt Benjamin sliding, even took out one of his own guys to make the save.
And watch when he tracks the puck. He's not just sitting there doing the movement with his eyes. His whole body moves. It's a total body movement, and he's tracking, trying to find the open lanes when there's traffic in front of the net. He's moving all over the place. He's not the biggest goaltender, so he's got to try and look around these big, tall forwards in front of him. He's doing a fantastic job opening up those lanes for himself.
Cam Smith gets this one skate to stick, played back down in the low slot, but taken away by Air Force. They move it up the ice the other way as Corey Gutierrez brings it in. Soft touch down behind the net, losing this one, and they find it back in the center slot area. Now down the ice, Cam Smith, he's off to the races, alone to the front of the net, fires a shot, and he scores! Left side dangle, right side net. He puts it in the back of the net for his first goal of the tournament. 2-0 George Mason, 14:52 to go here, second period. What a goal.
Unbelievable move, and not only is he dangle sauce the goalie right through the legs, and John Ganan, one of the greatest goalies in this tournament, just he looks silly on that breakaway, and not only was that a breakaway, but it was a 1-on-2 turned into a breakaway. He split the defenders on the stretch pass and was able to go forehand backhand and slipped it right past the diving glove of John Ganan, and George Mason on their 10th shot of the game leads 2-0.
Tyler, I told you yesterday the one thing I wanted to see was the Cam Smith shooting gallery in action. Well, that is exactly what I wanted to see from the nation's leading goal scorer. That was a beauty.
That was a treat to watch. What a great play, and they finally gets his first goal of the tournament. Amazing.
2 points for him now. This one played back right side circle, finding its way back behind the net. Now inside of the circle, finds its way down as Leitzel will take it.
Kevin Diner, the captain from McLean, Virginia, gets the assist on the stretch pass to the nation's leading scorer.
And Diner, a hard-working player in yesterday's game, has made his impact felt today. Good to see him get on the score sheet.
His 25th assist of the season.
D'Agostino's shot is blocked away down there. It goes back the other way as Cole Grove goes after this one. Much better game here from George Mason, especially in this second period. The first period was a little bit suspect after that goal, but they've definitely stepped up back here now. Now working back inside of the defensive end. Nicholas Baker with it. Baker stretch passes. This one gets taken off of Leitzel's stick and works its way back the other way from Danny Linso. Linso inside of the circle in his own defensive end, back behind the net. Working up the ice, forward to Matt Hahn's stick and finding its way back inside of the corner. Back and after it goes Ryan Delahunt. in the corner. Taken back there by Trevor Mack. Zagady back to Mack. That pass doesn't work out. Finding its way inside of the corner. Now inside of the corner as a player is pushed down. George Mason takes it back. Not able to keep that one is Alex Gross, though. He tries to get around a man. Can't do that one cleanly. Played back. Trevor Mack takes that one. Alex Gross leaves this one right back there. Inside of the corner. Played it back down. Alex Gross looking to center this one. Plays it back instead to the slot. And Baker whiffs on the shot right there as we'll see Matt Hahn go off to the races here now. Hahn entering into the offensive zone. Plays it high slot. Rips a shot. And that one just gets sent away by Matt Benjamin. Good save with the blocker. Played back to the blue line and escapes out of the zone as he gets taken away by Jared Youngquist. Youngquist off the boards. Ooh, got to be careful to get off the ice down there. You don't want to get too many men.
Very close. Unfortunately for the Falcons, they're able to avoid that. What could have been a costly mistake.
Jared Youngquist takes a bit of a check down there as he gets hit by Alex Gross, and this one finds its way right back in the neutral zone. Lechner moving this one back in. Plays it back, finding its way towards the net, and it goes inside of the corner now. Now back behind the net, Cam Smith with it once again. He gets tripped up, looking for a penalty call. No such luck as we are in an evening game now, and some things do stay the same between these 2 days of nationals.
Only seen one penalty called so far today. Neither team has capitalized on an opportunity.
3-on-2 moving in here for Air Force. They work left side circle, back inside of the corner, and that one comes all the way out of the zone, back inside of the neutral zone. 12 minutes to go here in this second period, and they'll say that's offsides. 2-0 George Mason, 12:10 to go here, second period. Implications in this game, George Mason could really ruin Air Force's day. They come up with a win here, because at that point, it's kind of impossible for Air Force to move on. Mathematically speaking, about the tiebreakers go in this order. It goes head-to-head, followed by overall record, followed by goal differential. And right now, Central Michigan's got, well, let me think, 21 goals.
Air Force, should they beat Central Michigan tomorrow, wouldn't they advance to the semifinal in the head-to-head category? Both teams 2-1.
But George Mason lost to CMU. Air Force would beat CMU per se. And then CMU crushed Georgia Tech, who took Air Force to overtime. I don't know the tiebreakers exactly, but
I think to figure it out.
All I know is for Air Force, they don't want to be in that position. They don't. They want to be in win and get in situation, but right now they are.
They would like to be 2-0 heading in tomorrow against another 2-0 team in the Central Michigan Chippewas.
And if they can come up with a win here tonight, and they're not in the great position, down 2-0 right now, well, that would be the only Titan tilt, I believe, between 1 and 2 that has undefeated teams. Yeah. 1 seeds not looking good in this tournament.
No, 2 4 seeds already getting ready to, after today, could potentially punch their ticket to the semifinals.
This one played to the center ice area as Helfelt sends that one right back behind the net. Quinnipiac could find themselves in a great position if Michigan State wins tonight. This one played back down the ice, and just a great story there for the Brave.
Oh, fantastic. And Oakland University, should Farmingdale State, who is playing on the sheet behind us, should they come out victorious, Oakland University would punch their ticket back to the semifinal after missing last year.
This one played right back in as it gets dumped back inside of the corner. Now going in after it is Russell Ellis. 11 minutes to go here, second period. Working its way along these near side boards, and it comes out of the zone. Played up the ice, Air Force just moving it back in. Air Force not having that desperation just yet, and we still haven't really seen their forecheck get set up.
No.
Played back in the corner, firing a shot towards the front of the net, and once again, Matt Benjamin, alert as ever, making the save.
Yeah, it's been mostly all George Mason so far here in this second period. Air Force, the forechecking, when we look at the two teams forechecking wise here in the second period, it's been George Mason who's brought the pressure. Very impressive from the Patriots, and Air Force looking to gain some sort of momentum as they head here down 2-0 almost halfway through this game.
Out of the zone, this one comes down the length of the ice, and this one will go down for an icing.
And we have an update just 22 seconds ago. Nebraska scoring 4-on-4. They lead Farmingdale State 2-1.
Wow.
So the 3 seed taking control of Farmingdale State, and that would certainly make a interesting game as Nebraska versus Oakland. Those two teams, it would be a win in advance.
And Nebraska got crushed by Georgia 5-1 on day 1, and Georgia got a little bit of just desserts, I suppose, as Oakland took care of them and gave them the business earlier today. Nebraska somehow mathematically still having a chance to move on. That's crazy to me. Well, you beat Farmingdale State. I mean, you deserve to be able to go on to that next chance, and look who's beat them so far. Oakland going at it, and, well, Well, Nebraska in a good chance.
Very surprising no call there. A slash is dropping the stick there. Was a George Mason Patriot as Tarek Zagady. They're going to call something now. I believe it's going to be a roughing against Alex Gross. An interesting no call, a slash forced Zagady to drop his stick, and then they come back and Alex Gross gets a roughing penalty, so Air Force is going to go back on the power play. They're going to get their first power play opportunity of the game.
26.1%. That's great numbers at 47th in the country. 88.5% penalty killers are George Mason, 118th in the country.
Yeah, but the Falcons 0 for 3 yesterday against the Yellow Jackets, so they're looking for their first power play goal of the tournament.
Looking for their first goal in today's game, and that'll be a huge goal for them, as they had a very good first period with a lot of shots, like we said, but just not being able to capitalize.
No.
Roughing is the call here, as the Falcons have this one right back behind their own net. We're past the halfway mark, so when this penalty expires, we will get the media timeout. Played back in, left side circle now. Firing a backhander on net. Easy save made down there from Matt Benjamin as that one goes up and out of play. 9:34 to go in the second period, $1:31 left in the power play.
And I think this could be a huge opportunity for momentum for both of these teams. If you're George Mason, you're able to kill off a power play like this halfway through the second period. That's huge for momentum, even though you seemingly already have a majority of it. But if you're Air Force, you're able to capitalize. Finally, you're able to get on the score sheet and solve the puzzle that is Matthew Benjamin. He's been fantastic so far here today.
Absolutely. He stood on his head, and he's looked like a very good goaltender here today.
Yeah.
Just consistent, not allowing any rebounds and not allowing really any second chance opportunities at all.
And it's got to feel good for George Mason after giving up a 9 spot yesterday to be halfway through a game with the top senior pool and still be holding them scoreless.
Walking up the blue line here, shot fired on net, dropped up high, and a great defensive move made right there from Kyle Dewhurst. Is looking to get to the back of the net was Jared Youngquist down there.
It was an open net, and he saved a goal for the Patriots, and very fortunately too.
Puck was right underneath of an Air Force man who got checked down onto the ice. This one played right side circle, loose in the left circle now, and it dumped out of the zone. 50 seconds left to go in the power play.
Very good defensive play there from the captain Baker, just to do a couple stick handles, then backhand it out of the zone. They're shutting down this Air Force offense so far on the power play.
Air Force looking to move out the other way now as 3 men come into the zone, playing the left side, working inside of the corner and back behind the net. George Mason just shadowing them the entire way to steal a turn from you, as now this one's played back inside of the neutral zone.
It's a rough pass. That ice in front of the benches gets all cut up because of the players stopping to get on and off the bench. So any pass over there, you got to anticipate a little bit of movement right there. It jumps over the stick of the Air Force defenseman.
Left side circle spinning around right here, right to the front of the net, and Benjamin holds on to that one against the post.
And that is his 29th save of the game.
Oh, man.
I still can't believe that. The shots are still in favor, 29-10. George Mason has 10, as we're going to have it shouldn't be a media timeout.
That's not 5-on-5.
Still odd man. Well, we're going to take the media timeout anyway, as it's... Well, we'll take that media time. But anyways, 29-10. Those are the shots in favor of Air Force.
But it's
been all Patriots this whole period. It's not the quantity, it's the quality.
Yeah.
George Mason is converting on all the chances. You know, we were talking during the last game with Dave Kurtz, the commissioner of the MCHC or the ACHA at the Division III level, and he says, hey, if you're going to give a team an opportunity, if you're going to give a team chances on the power play, turnovers, anything that's going to give them a chance for momentum, and you capitalize, that is going to be the key to winning in this tournament and advancing to the semifinals. Right now, Air Force is giving a bunch of opportunities to George Mason and giving a bunch of turnovers, and they're capitalizing on the small chances that they have had.
Yeah.
2-0 lead. Yeah, that first goal, a little bit of a, I don't want to say a fluke, but a strange goal that early in the game, not sure how John Ganan lost track of that one, but a breakaway on a odd-man rush by one of the nation's leading scorers. They haven't gotten a lot of chances, but man, that was an A-plus chance. And if you're Air Force, you got to be thinking, what do we have to do to get one of these pucks past Matthew Benjamin? Because he's been amazing.
He's been very good.
You and I have been a little spoiled this week. We've seen some fantastic goaltending.
Dusenka versus Birch last night is a heavyweight bout.
Gulf Coast versus Arkansas. What a fantastic game that was, as it went 1-1 at the end of overtime. So a tie, just amazing. And now Matthew Benjamin putting on a clinic here as he's dominated the #1 team in Pool A.
See if this can keep up. And again, one of the things we talked about with Air Force having so many chances, yes, they have the shot numbers, but how many legitimate scoring chances do they have of those shot numbers?
Not a lot,
It can't
honestly.
be more than a handful.
No.
This one played back. They are 0 for 1 on their power play now as that one just concluded. George Mason takes it back inside of their offensive end now. Played inside of the right corner.
And that's a huge kill. Not just that they killed it, but how they killed it. Not a lot of opportunities for the Falcons. Big play there the last 2 minutes from the George Mason Patriots.
This one playing its way right back down now. Back inside of the corner. Behind the net, taken back again by Air Force. Moving from the blue line up and out, having this one on the stick of Gutierrez. Gutierrez just dumps that one in as he gets eliminated. Play to the right side circle. Moving this one down inside of the circle, and a chip out of the zone as that one's played at the red line. Movement back into the blue line. A shot ripped here, and that one just jumped over the top of the net as the goaltender Benjamin comes way out and decides to hold on to that one.
He is agile in that crease. He's slipping and sliding, and he has total control inside and using his skates to push off, and the control he's got inside of that crease is very impressive. He is putting on a show here, and Air Force is trying everything they possibly can to solve him, and they just can't do it.
Face-off held up at the dot, controlled by the Falcons now off of that win. This one played through the circles, and George Mason will move it out of the zone once again. Moving this one across the red line, Mack sends a knuckle puck towards the net, and John Ganan just sends that one right back behind, towards the front of the net, right back behind now. Air Force has got it. Caught up in the skates, taken right back now by George Mason. They move with this one on the stick of Alex Gross, taken away by Air Force. Chipped up and towards the back of the ice as Michael Plaza's got this one. Plaza, as that one moved up and found its way onto the stick of the offensive man here, falling down onto the ice, and a check being thrown down there as Air Force is going to go right back on the power play. A cross check that interfered against of Gabriel Silva.
Yeah, but going to the box, Falcons going to go right back on the power play. Saw them just struggle to get a good opportunity in front, but heading to the box now. Wait to see who it is. It might be Jackson Harnoy for the Patriots. He's going to plead his case, and he will head to the sin bin.
Second chance of the night for Air Force on their power play. 6:40 to go here, second period. 2-0 lead for George Mason. Down the length of the ice, an immediate clear right off, and that's been George Mason's game the entire game. They haven't been trying to overpower. They've just been trying to avoid and consistently work with a TOP.
That's patiently wait back for your opportunity, and then once the opportunity presents itself, you strike, and the Patriots have done a great job at doing that, and now it's time to kill another big power play.
That one shot on net and immediately covered up by Benjamin. Great save right there as he just covers.
30 for 30. Very fantastic play from Matthew Benjamin.
One of the things is with this George Mason team, when you get an early goal like that, you can really set the tempo, set your pace. And this George Mason pace, ironically enough, they have been an offensive team all year. They have not wanted to play an offensive game here.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because at the intermission, we spoke to the coaching staff of the George Mason, and they said we let Air Force set the pace throughout the first period. It seems like that hasn't really worked out for Air Force, though, as they're just having a hard time getting quality shots on net.
This one played around. They try a backhand opportunity on the wraparound. Collect this one before it's cleared out of the zone. Right side circle, firing a shot. Oh my goodness, a great block down there from Sean Ryan. Right side circle once again, real estate to work with. They walk it up a bit. Pass this one right back over. Fire a shot. Oh, and it just misses the net down there. Great shot from Tollefson.
Another block in front on the power play. George Mason doing a great job of shutting off those lanes.
Right side circle, they walk up, avoiding a block from Sean Ryan. Loose at the doorstep. Oh my God, it stays out of the net. A great save down there for the goaltender.
Wow.
How that one does not go in, I will wonder. Oh my, when you're on, man.
Wide open at the goal mouth, I believe, right at the goal line was Jared Junquist. Man, he had a wide open mouth. And Matthew Benjamin just sticks down the paddle and it squeaks out. Amazing play there from Benjamin. He's been absolutely superb.
That has to be one of the best saves that I have seen all day today. A clear, wide open goal mouth, like you said, the entirety of the net.
Very impressive.
And just avoids that first goal from Air Force.
Wow. I thought for sure that Air Force would be able to capitalize on that opportunity, but another missed chance for the Falcons.
Now played left side circle. They move this one. Playing this one back behind the net. Taken out of the net here by Benjamin. He tries to avoid the man getting in the way, and he's able to do so. Played down right side circle once again. Air Force working with this one inside of the corner. Moving it back up now to A.J. Beckwith. Beckwith passing it back over now. Gutierrez firing a shot. That one fires its way right back behind from Ellis' shot. Now played back right side circle, looking for a man to get it to. They move it up to Beckwith. Beckwith sending this one right back over to Gutierrez. Ellis with it. Back to Gutierrez from the blue line. Shot over here from the right side. This one just gets sent right out of the zone, and a great job done down there from the paddle of Trevor Mack.
Gutierrez had an A-plus opportunity. The puck must have rolled on him a little bit. He had some room upstairs, downstairs, in the middle floor, and a great penalty kill as George Mason 2 for 2 on the PK so far today.
And look who's back. It's Cam Smith as he fires one to high heaven and gets it out of here. 4.5 minutes to go in the second period.
Much better power play there, though, from the Falcons. They get a couple scoring chances, miss on a couple of opportunities. They're unable to capitalize, but definitely got to feel better about your special teams after that last 2.5 minutes. You got the chances. There's the opportunity for the goals are there. It's time for you to jump on them and capitalize. As Matthew Benjamin, I mean, he's been fantastic.
He absolutely has. He's definitely led this George Mason team. He's not responsible for any of the goals, but he hasn't needed to. He's done so much more than the scoreboard says.
And the team in front of him has responded.
Absolutely. They understand that their goaltender's standing on his head, and they're doing just enough to keep this one going in their favor. As he sends that one up and out of play, we saw that as a penalty in yesterday's game against Florida Gulf Coast.
And they are going to say that was deflected by a Falcon, so no penalty there for the Patriots. It must be for goaltenders.
Just from the goalie, yeah.
Because normally in the NHL, it's no matter what. If a player puts the puck out of play in your own defensive zone, that's a delay of game, but that's not a rule in the ACHA. Players can do that. You just can't change after that. And apparently for goaltenders, if you put the puck up and out of play on your own, it's a delay of game penalty.
This one played left side corner inside of George Mason's defensive end. Air Force just dumps it right back behind. Now taking left side circle. Whiffed on that clearing opportunity, but it does not hurt at all for Bryce Rogers. Taking back, Cam Smith has got this one. He gets it taken away from his stick by Cole Grove. Now right side blue line, a hopper, and that one just avoids the stick of the goaltender, Matt Benjamin.
It's a tricky little bouncer in front. Got deflected, set it off course.
Played up against the boards. Dumping this one into the air, played right back down and controlled by Jed Cutter. Cutter gets this one right back again. He'll lead the rush in. 2-on-2 left side shot. Oh, and this one in the air, right to the front of the net. Nearly found its way through inside of the circle. Wow. That one a little bit luckier for Matt Benjamin as he got the benefit of a lucky bounce.
And there, the defenseman helping him out as puck went straight up in the air. Not sure if he knew where it was, and a swarm of Patriots came to his aid and helped that puck not find the back of the net.
This one all the way down the ice. John Gannon comes out of the net and rings this one around. 3 minutes to go here in this period as Air Force's defense bails out their goaltender, and this one goes the other way. Played back in, left side circle, working this one towards the front of the net and finding its way right back through. That Danny Linzo shot having no chance. Cam Smith racing this one down, no icing as a result, and he'll play this one back behind the net as he's conflicted back there. Now taking him right back behind is Alexander Falconer. Looking for a movement up the ice. They're able to get this one up to Linso. Taken right back now by Helfelt, and that one finds its way out of play. 2:28 to go here, second period.
The Patriots almost capitalizing on an odd man rush again to Cameron Smith, who goes to the bench a bit frustrated with himself that he couldn't catch that pass, and probably would have led to another odd man rush and a breakaway for a guy who, well, we saw what can happen when you have him one-on-one with a goaltender. He makes some of the best of them look silly.
Played back inside of the corner now, inside of the defensive end. Working right back inside of the corner. Air Force has got this one. Moved up from Russell Ellis. Taken right back away by Alex Grostow, but he had this one on his backhand and behind his back. Played back as Lechner will just send that one back onto the stick of A.J. Beckwith. Beckwith looking to move. 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Back the other way, Falconer leads the rush. A 3-on-2 developing here for the Falcons. Falconer working through the valley of death, and it played right back in for Kyle Abraham to take. Abraham playing this one back inside of the corner. Now taken once again by Abraham. Loose in front of the net. Trying to kick that one around and got kicked away from the net. Now taken by Air Force, and great defense back there. Bails out their goaltender.
Very nice opportunity and a good kick save there from from Matthew Benjamin.
Played back now at the blue line. Working this one back into the offensive end. Right side. Now to the front of the net. Trying to backhander and they score! Douglas Gutierrez rings it around the post. And it's a 2-1 game with a $1:31 to go in the second period. A massive goal for Falcon momentum.
What a great shot. Goes forehand, backhand off the post. And finally on their 38th shot, 37th shot of the game, they're finally able to solve Matthew Benjamin. And what a great play that was. Right in front, had the open area, found the top shelf, and banged it home. And this is now a 1-goal game as Air Force is finally able to get on the board.
And what a beautiful goal that we just saw right there from Corey Gutierrez. His 21st of the season. Rung that one right around the post, and you still saw the outreach stick down there of Matthew Benjamin trying to come up with that save. Just couldn't get there. And what a massive goal for momentum. And Air Force has desperately been needing it. You get that many shots and you can't convert, it's not going to help you out. That's a great shot, and now Air Force has got to ride it. See if they can't get another quick one before the third. Played back left side circle now. Pushing this one right back down. Not able to come up with that one was Ryan Ruley. Now played down as Gutierrez is right back out there. Ruley helping him out. Gutierrez nearly got that one right back. He's working inside of the corner. Down there with Ruley once again. He's stepping up to try and take this one. Gutierrez takes it to Ruley. Ruley, oh, a great setup in front of the net. Gutierrez was ready back there with his brother Douglas Gutierrez. And this one gets thrown away. Working this one right back down left side. It's moved in. Now from the red line as this one's dumped right back behind the net. Going in after it is Luke Amato. Amato as this one's in the left side circle. Still loose right back there. Finding its way back behind the net. Alexander Falcone with 35 seconds left to go here. He works from inside of the corner back behind the net. Trying to set that one up on a centering backhander. No such luck. Now taking a shot. Back again. This will be taken by the Falcons. Trying to center once again right there. But Beckwith couldn't find his man. Out of the zone. This one comes 22 seconds left to go. 20 seconds now as it's brought in the other way from Falconer. Falconer backhands this one down. Real estate to work with, and that one's fired up and out of play. I love the opportunity, but Amato's shot just too high. Faceoff will remain inside of the offensive end here for the Falcons. 12.3 to go, and you can definitely see them picking up the ante as this period goes on. And this last minute and a half, a humongous goal for momentum. Left circle side. This one played back to the front of the net, taken by George Mason, and they send this one up to the rafters and out of play. 7.5 to go in the second period. Air Force fans suddenly back into it. They came out in rows with signs and everything they can do to cheer on their boys' apparel of sorts and banners of everything. This one cleared down the length of the ice. A slow roller, and that will do it for 40 minutes of play here. From Columbus, a 2-1 lead for George Mason as both teams strike for one in period number 2. A 2-1 lead for the Patriots as they look to spoil sport Air Force's possible date with destiny tomorrow. Tyler Marcotte will be standing by with the head coach of Air Force, Tim Hartje, in just a moment here. See if he's ready to go, and looks like he's got him already. So Tyler, we will send it down to you.
Coach, you guys are able to get a goal late in that second period. What did that do for your team on the bench?
Well, it picked it up for sure. I mean, we worked hard for a period and a half, didn't get rewarded for it, so it was good to finish with a goal there. But, now it comes down to 20 minutes.
You guys are dominating in shots against this George Mason team. What can you guys do to capitalize on these opportunities?
Well, we just got to keep getting pucks to nets and bodies in front, look for rebounds and redirects and that type of thing. Our relentless forecheck there started to pay off towards the end, and I think we've worn them down now for 40 minutes, even though the scoreboard may not show it.
What's your message to the team with down by 1 heading into the third period, 20 minutes left to go in this game?
That's right. Well, we've been there before. We've been in a lot of close games this year, and the guys dig deep when we need to, so I have confidence that they can pull this one out.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Good luck in the third. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, Coach Tim. 40 minutes of play here, and it's been a tough physical game between these two teams, a much lower scoring game than either of these teams are used to. After 40 minutes, the George Mason Patriots, the 3 seed, lead the 1 seed, Air Force Falcons, by a score of 2-1. We will step aside momentarily and rejoin you before the start of third period action. You're watching the ACHA D3 National Tournament.
Okay, here we go.
We've got to decide a winner here from the third period for George Mason and Air Force. A 2-1 lead for the Patriots, but Air Force riding a momentum wave after a goal with $1:31 left from Doug Gutierrez.
Shots in that last period, 18 for the Air Force Falcons and only 6 for the George Mason Patriots. 11 total for George Mason, and 2 of them have found the back of the net.
Air Force certainly has the shot advantage, to say the least, in this one. They've just got to be able to convert on some of these. This one played back in the neutral zone as we are underway here for period 3 action. Time is counting down to the end of this game now as we are at the 19:40 mark left to go. This one played in. Trevor Mack with a shot. Rebound in front, and John Gannan covers that one up. 19:39 to go here. Third period, 2-1. George Mason leads it.
37 shots for Air Force. Fantastic so far. But there's still only one of those that found the net, and Matthew Benjamin has been fantastic so far. I think clearly the player of the game, should George Mason hold on to this one.
Played back left side, and I think that's undoubtedly, no matter what. This one played back left side corner.
I think he gets it for the pads alone, Sean.
Oh my gosh, I know. We should have known coming into this one that he would make $1 billion saves.
George Mason.
This
Amazing.
Absolutely. This one played in. Nice easy glove save for him there. He made it.
That might have been his easiest save of the day. Fantastic. And, I mean, you look at the numbers. The numbers suggest that he's going to be successful. 3-0, 1.72 goals against, and a .925 save percentage. But, I doubt it. I question with the experience and the pool that we have seen from him play. Only 4 games, and you wonder how many of those are against quality opponents. But certainly he has shown today that he is able to take on any opponent and dominate in net. He's been fantastic.
That might have been his easiest save. It was the exact same save, but even closer to his body.
I don't think he even moved.
This one shot towards somebody down on the ice for George Mason. Looks like he's writhing in pain, and that appears to be Cameron Helfelt. He's getting up now as he took something off of that face-off win. Played back now as this one's being moved down by Russell Ellis. Ellis with a nice feed up the ice to Luke Amato. Amato, left side entrance. Here comes Kyle Abraham. Abraham not able to keep that one with him. Playing this one back down, finding its way to the blue line, firing a shot. Oh, that one just bounced off of the pads and went back. Luke Amato looks to take this one from the left side boards. Taking this one far. He just brings this one into the corner. Played back to the circles. Not able to be held at the blue line there from Russell Ellis, and it finds its way back behind the net. 18 and a half minutes to go here in this game. 2-1 is our score. This one back down as George Mason moves it in. Mason moves this one in from the left side. That's Cameron Smith with it. Now played back up the ice. D'Agostino takes the shot. He takes this one right back as he has it along the boards and takes the shot that goes up and out of play. 18-17 to go here in the third period.
Well, when you've got a goal scorer like Cameron Smith, you automatically assume that he's going to take any shot he can take, but that's not the case with him. He loves to dish it out, and he attracts so much attention that he's so great at moving the puck in the offensive zone to his line mates who are coming in right there, drags 3 Falcons, then puts it back up to the point. D'Agostino takes a clapper, and unfortunately that one's blocked, but a great awareness play there from Cameron Smith, who is playing fantastic here. In this tournament, he's only got 1 goal to show for it, but he is playing so well around the puck.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
And especially in yesterday's game, he was one of those guys who was a physical presence, but also someone who could actually move the puck against that Chippewa team.
He has forced teams to pay attention to him at an absurd amount.
Played back right side blue line, shot fired right there. 2 glove saves, neither of them made by the goaltender down there, as this one was shot from the point from Danny Linso. Played back down, a stick loss down there from an Air Force Falcon as Branson Tahiri is stuck inside of the corner. Now trying to move this one is Michael Plaza. Plaza moving this one from the corner, losing that one on a backhand, playing it back to Tahiri. Plaza goes down as he gets hit. Now Tahiri's getting this one to the front of the net, firing a shot short side. Off the boards this one goes as Matt Dudnikoff plays it. Back to Tahiri once again. Back inside of the corner it goes, but taken now by Tyler D'Agostino. Once again, played back now to the blue line, and it comes out of the zone. Nice check thrown right down there as Matt Hahn levels his man. We might be getting an interference penalty on that one. Tripping will be the penalty.
What?
Tripping will be the penalty.
I'm sorry, that is an awful call. That's a clean open ice hit on a guy with possession of the puck. That is a very bad call. I don't understand that at all.
Well, you got me shaking my head. Second power play of the day for George Mason off of a quotation mark tripping.
And I don't understand that because these refs have, for the most part,
called a very good
let
game.
the players play, and they've called a great game, but I don't understand that. Of all the calls in this game, for that to be a penalty, I just don't get it. But nonetheless, George Mason is going to get their second power play opportunity of the game.
Centering opportunity, stick lifted on that puck right down there from the Gutierrez shot. He's already got one goal in today's game. Played back behind the net. Gutierrez down there with Ryan Ruley and played back behind the net. Looking to move this one. They'll just leave it right back there. This will be moved up the ice by Baker instead for George Mason. Ruley trying to get in the way of that one. Sent down the ice, and this one gets played back in as Doug Gutierrez looked to play it against the goaltender, Matt Benjamin now.
Great awareness there from Benjamin.
Played back center ice logo. Gutierrez watches that one go by. No icing, of course, with the penalty kill here, but it does not look like a penalty kill for Air Force just yet.
No, and they got Patriots have two forwards at the opposing blue line, which makes it essentially a 3-on-2 for the Patriots. That makes it a lot harder to break out of your zone. You got to come out as a union, or as a unit. Well, you should come out as a union.
Yes.
But they're trying to get that stretch pass to Alex Gross and Cameron Smith. And why not? That seems to be the strategy that's worked here today.
Walking the line here is Baker. Smith takes a check down there, gets it back to Baker. Played down left side circle, firing a shot off of the side of the net, and Gross got robbed there from the post and the shoulder.
What a great shot. There was room. The only place in that entire goal it seemed like there was room was right where Gross shot it, and he just missed it by about 2 inches. That's an amazing awareness opportunity to catch it and immediately shoot, trying to pick that corner. Alex Gross, big dude, very skilled around the puck.
Left side circle face off here. Trevor Mack will go against Doug Gutierrez. 37 seconds left to go on the power play for George Mason. 15 and a half to go here in period number 3. Baker gets this one, left side blue line, leaves it right back there for Trevor Mack. Fires a shot. That one goes off of the side of the net. Played back inside of the corner now. Baker with this one inside the blue line once again. Gutierrez fighting like a dog against his number mate now there. Can't get this one off of the boards. He falls down onto the ice. Cam Smith looking to dig it out, and he does just that. He gets pushed down into the boards against Baker, and he'll retreat back inside of the defensive end. Now taken by the Falcons. D-to-D pass down there. Moving this one, and it finds its way back down the ice as Jed Cutter will go after this one. Air Force kills off the penalty. Now they get it back. Gutierrez, left side circle, backhand feed. A great shot opportunity, and another phenomenal save from Matt Benjamin.
What a glove save there from Benjamin. Just sticks it out and grabs it, picks it right out of midair.
Down the ice this one goes. Sent right back down the way by Cutter. Who's going after this one behind the net is Baker. Baker for George Mason. Getting this one up to Harnoy. They try to look out of the breakout, but they can't get it going. Shot here from right in front of the net. Backhand opportunity in front. Oh, wow. My goodness, what an unselfish play from the captain. Baker prevents the game-tying goal. He laid down the entire body. Now played left side goal line. Can't feed that one through. Guess who? Baker once again with a great save.
Unbelievable defensive individual effort from the captain. And an A+, 2 A+ opportunities from the Falcons. You had the goaltender who's been stopping you all night on the ground. A wide open net. 2 chances at it, and they were unable to capitalize. Man, that might be the best chance they get. I can't believe they didn't capitalize on that one.
We've talked about Matt Benjamin all night, but a great save made right there by Baker. Oh, what a walk-in by Falconer. And that one saved, this time by Benjamin.
Well, you're only going to get so many more chances if you're Air Force. You got to capitalize when you can. And right there, probably, like I said, probably the best chance you're going to get all day. And still unable to find the back of the net. I think that one is going to haunt this team for the remainder of this period if they can't get another goal in the back of the net.
Right to the front of the net, loose in front, jamming, and they score! Luke Amato ties this one up. 2-2, 13:49 to go in the third period. 2 straight goals for the Falcons.
Well, just as I say as that, if they can't get another one, they immediately get one. Luke Amato bangs it home, and that is his third of the tournament, his 25th of the season. He's been on fire for this Falcons team, and a lot of traffic in front of Benjamin, scrambling, hectic, chaos, and a loose puck goes right to Luke Amato, and he's able to bang it in the back of the goal. 13:49 left in the third period, and we are tied up.
Wow.
Finally, they're able to solve the puzzle. Traffic in front of the net. That's what's going to get you those scoring opportunities, and they finally are able to capitalize.
Well, they're 2 for 2 on traffic goals in the game. That's why they say fly the cone. That traffic cone working out for Air Force. Let's see if they can keep it going. 13:30 to go here in this game. We've got a 2-2 game, and who knows, we could be smelling overtime for, what, the second or third time today. This one tried to be jammed back around. Air Force in front of that, and Matt Benjamin finally secures it with the glove.
And Kyle Abraham gets the primary assist on that one.
There you go.
We spoke at length to his dad at the intermission and couldn't believe how many chances his son's team was getting without an opportunity, and suddenly we've got a tie game here in what's been an exciting third period.
This has been awesome so far. This is the game we expected of these two teams. It only took 40 minutes to get to it.
Yeah.
Right side circle face-off here. George Mason trying to take this one off of that face-off draw. Played right side circle, passed right back down, and Cole could not get that one cleanly down. Played back down as this one jumps up into the air. Cole Grove, he jumps to go after that one, brings it back down to earth, and played right in front of the net. As this one finds its way out of the zone, is recovered once again by Russell Ellis. Now it jumps. No play made right there from Matthew, as this one finds its way back the other way.
Great pass from Gross.
Zagady brings this one in, right side circle. Pretty easy save made right there from John Gannan. Just had to juggle it a little bit.
And if I'm George Mason, I'm going to be feeling a little bit nervous. You've given up 2 unanswered goals. One in the second at the end of the period, and one here in the third. And you have only been averaging about 5 1/3 shots a period. So the chances that you are getting, they're capitalizing on, but they're not coming often. So if I'm George Mason, you got to be thinking, we've got to buckle down on these chances and start to get more on net, because our success rate is there, but we're just not having the chances in front.
Fancy pass on the backhand. Nobody there to take it. Oh, nobody there to go with it for Matt Hahn as he falls down onto the ice and just brings it out of the zone.
Puck looked like it was glued to the ice. Nobody could get it to move.
A little quarter trick down there with some gum on the sidewalk. Played back down. Baker moves this one over. Oh, and a great defensive effort made right down there from Jed Cutter. Prevents that one from moving. Alex Gross has to collect it right back outside of the defensive end, inside of the neutral zone. He gets thrown into the Air Force bench, and this one's recovered by Air Force as Cutter goes off.
I think his own momentum almost took him into the other team's bench as they were trying to change.
Back the other way, Luke Amato brings this one in with some help from his friends, fires a shot. That one goes up and out of play. Fancy shot from Falconer.
11th shot of the period for the Falcons as they are feeling themselves as they've regained the momentum here in this period. It feels like they've been dominating for a majority of this game, but they just haven't been able to string together the chances. But now they've got the chances, they've got a tie game, and they're feeling good here in the third period.
Left side circle face-off taken back by Falconer behind the net. Leaves this one back there. The only one to take that is Kevin Diner of George Mason. Now once again, Kyle Abraham as he gets smushed into the boards. Keeps this one going while he falls down, and he's against 2 Patriots down there. Played back behind the net. Falconer with this one once again from the right side circle. Leaving this one forward, taken by Kevin Diner, and here comes George Mason. This one moved the other way. Cam Smith brings this one inside of the corner. He bodies off of a man, instead gets taken back down by Matt Dudnikoff. Behind the net. Check thrown right back down there. Danny Linso getting involved, and everybody around as Luke Amato looks to dig this one out. Played back behind the net. Amato's got this one. Amato brings that one up to the blue line. Just passed right back down from Lechner. Behind the net to Cam Smith. Smith inside of the circle, turns and burns, fires a shot, and he scores! Outstanding individual effort from the nation's leading goal scorer, and a 3-2 game with 11:10 to go here in the third period.
And they regain the lead. 4 minutes after Air Force ties it up, a great circling play around the high slot. He just turns and rips it and goes right past the blocker of John Gannan. And on the 6th shot of the period, they have regained the lead here almost halfway through this third period.
The golden goal for George Mason's Cam Smith, his 74th goal for number 74.
And it's not the speed of the shot, it's the release. A very quick release, I think, caught John Gannan off guard. What a rip, and the George Mason Patriots retake the lead.
That was just a beautiful shot, beautiful execution, and Cam Smith doing everything he can to keep his team's hope alive to move on to the next round. Right right side circle face-off. This one played through the circle. Check thrown down right there. This one a loose puck, stepped on a few times as Dewhurst looks to take it up the ice. He'll need some help. This one played back down. Loose at the blue line. Working it back down as this one moves its way back out to defensive neutral zone with Beckwith controlling it.
Smith's second of the game, his 75th goal of the season, leads the ACHA D3.
This one played back the other way. Baker walking through traffic. Finally runs into a cone down there as that one's taken away now by Air Force. Back in the other way, Doug Gutierrez. He's got this. He had the first goal of the game for Air Force. Passes it right back down to Ryan Ruley. Ruley comes out of nowhere with this one, firing this one right in front of the net, taking it, trying to backhand this one down, right in front of the net. It's bouncing, still inside of the pads, loose. They say it's still out there. No whistle blown. The helmet's off from the official, or excuse me, from the goaltender. They protect his head and they blow that whistle dead. Benjamin got lucky right there, and he can thank his helmet because that puck was still dangerous.
Can't believe the refs could see it from down there. They've got the perfect position right below the goal. They were too busy looking at the puck that they forgot that the goalie needs a helmet, and that could have been a really dangerous play. Fortunately, they were able to see it in time so they could blow the whistle. And man, Benjamin has been fantastic. 3 or 4 saves on that last little spurt, and he's able to keep the puck out of the goal.
Now we'll see what Air Force can do as they have a left side circle face-off. Got to keep that momentum going. Well, the officials here are informed by the paying officials that that's off.
Give it a little quick nudge, put it back on its rim, and you're good to go.
Looks much better.
It was off at both sides. Jeez. Not great for the brand.
No, very bad for the brand. This one played back down as it's taken by Luca Mato, finding its way out of the zone. Moved up, Alex Gross brings it in, gets a little bit of help from Zagady right there. Great shot, and John Canan comes up with that one at the glove.
And that's the 7th shot of the period for George Mason, the most shots they've had in one period so far today. Shocking, and we're going to have that media timeout just 2 seconds after the 10-minute mark.
This has been some hockey in this third period. A tough back-and-forth game, but you got your leader, your captain, the one that you want to be scoring the big-time goal in Cam Smith, coming up with his 75th of the season, a massive goal to keep this game going.
And we've got an update for you on the other rink. Farmingdale State takes the lead 3-2 over Nebraska with 13:27 left in the third. Again, fans, if Farmingdale State is able to defeat Nebraska, Oakland University will clinch that pool. I believe that's Pool C, and they will move on to the ACHA Division III National Tournament semifinals, where as of right now, they're awaiting their opponent from Pool B, which right now it looks as Quinnipiac has a 2-win lead. Michigan State's able to pull off the victory in the game following this one on this sheet of ice. Then Quinnipiac will take on the Oakland University Grizzlies.
Well, we just heard something across the way, so we'll have to wait and see what that is.
Someone's fired up over there.
Absolutely.
We'll keep a close eye on the Twitter and keep you guys updated as you can follow the ACHA Men's D3 on Twitter at ACHA Men's D3 for all of your tournament coverage.
We've all had to contribute to make sure that that runs smoothly, but it's been great to have that live tweet, especially when you're looking for that information during the broadcast.
And that's a goal from Farmingdale State.
Oh, wow.
They go up 4-2 with 9:50 left in the third period, so I bet Oakland's happy to see that result.
Yeah, the fans are cheering about it for Farmingdale, but the Golden Grizzlies fans who stuck around, maybe a little bit happier.
I wonder how many Oakland fans are actually in that stance that are cheering.
Good point. I was going to wonder how many Farmingdale State fans or how many Oakland fans are wearing Farmingdale State jerseys right now. This one played right back down, tipped back into the offensive end here for Air Force. 9.5 to go here in this one as well. Both games starting at the same time, something we have not seen yet today. This one played, Alex Gross having it left side circle, leaving this back there for a streaking Mason Patriot, but this one taken back by Air Force inside of the corner. Played back now. Working with this one is Air Force. Up the ice it goes. Back Sean Ryan has it for George Mason to Harnoy. Harnoy getting this one up to Cam Smith. Left side circle and deflection right off of the body of an Air Force Falcon and Trey Tollefson. To the blue line, shot on nets. And the save is made as John Canan had to be moved.
That was a great block on Cameron Smith, who's trying to shoot it through the legs of the defenseman. And then he wheels it around and gets an opportunity from the point. A nice low shot with traffic in front.
Face off right side circle in the offensive end here for George Mason. Face off one back by Air Force as they move this one out of their zone. Coming back down as Russell Ellis led that one down the ice. It goes down for an icing, though, as Trey Tollefson couldn't get there in time. 8:52 to go here, third period. 3-2 score in favor of George Mason.
And you got to think, if you're George Mason, you've had so many chances, so little chances to get the puck on net, and you've capitalized on the opportunities that you have had. Yeah, I think one more goal for them could very well do it for them here today, as Air Force on the other end of the spectrum has had a lot of chances with minimal success.
Moved up the ice now by Doug Gutierrez, brought back into the zone the other way, moving this one down, and into the net they go as Benjamin tries to cover his net as much as he can, while falling into the net is Corey Gutierrez.
Air Force 14 shots here in this period, and 8 for George Mason.
Face off inside of the offensive zone coming up now for Air Force. 8.5 to go here in a 3-2 George Mason lead. Looking to keep themselves alive and get their first win of this national tournament. We'll have a date with Georgia Tech tomorrow. And if George Mason plays like this, they should be able to come up with the win tomorrow.
Certainly. They're playing fantastic here today against the number 1 team in this pool.
And if that becomes the case, things do get very interesting, especially if Central Michigan were to lose to this Air Force team tomorrow. Then you got to battle the 2-1s. Of course, the head-to-head, the most important thing. And overall record, of course, the second most. Brought in the other way now. A.J. Beckwith leaves that one back behind. Going in after it is Luke Amato. Amato looks to take this one, swinging its way back out to the left side circle. And here comes the rush from George Mason, but a great back check right back there, as this one will be brought back in now from Kyle Abraham. Right side circle, passing this one forward, and Amato just couldn't reach the stick out.
It's a great awareness feed there by Abraham, trying to find the open man. Just a bit outstretched and was unable to come up with it, as this might go down for an icing, and it will.
Right at the red line, that one dumped down the other way, and Air Force again offensive zone face-off here. 3-2, George Mason leads it though, with 7.5 to go in the third period.
That last goal coming about 4 minutes ago off the stick, again, of Cameron Smith, who, if not for the tremendous play of his goaltender, would more than likely be the MVP, as George Mason is going to take their timeout. You'd think Cameron Smith would earn that MVP of the game for George Mason should they come away with the win, but I mean, the play of Matthew Benjamin has been absolutely outstanding, as he has made a number of huge key saves, and they're not just big one-on-one saves, they're chaos in front of the net. You've got a glove in one corner, you've got your helmet in the other, and you're sprawling trying to make every save.
Angles.
Amazing. He's played fantastic, and he's the reason that this George Mason team is in the latter parts of this third period with the lead, even though they are being heavily outshot.
Incredibly. Absolutely. Air Force, if they can keep the shooting clinic up, they will need it tomorrow against a very good goaltender in Riley Morgan for Central Michigan. Obviously, they're still in this game, just a 1-goal differential, and they need the win here to realistically think about moving on to that next round.
Shots are 51. They have 51 shots for Air Force.
Wow.
51. Very impressive.
Yeah. That means it's
only 2 goals.
49 saves here for Matt Benjamin.
Putting on a clinic.
Crazy numbers. You're going to watch this tape all over again and think, all right, that's how you goaltend.
Certainly.
Make it a how-to video for the kids.
You got to think that he'd be starting in tomorrow's game as well.
Absolutely. And you wonder, and it's all speculation, of course, hindsight's 2020, what this game versus Central Michigan would have been like if George Mason had started Matt Benjamin. Similar amount of shots put up for sure. This one played up as losing the stick down there was Alex Gross. Played back behind the net. This one played forward, and moving it up the ice is Corey Gutierrez. Down the slope coming with speed is Ryan Ruley. This one's brought in. On sides, they'll say as Alex Gross has got it once again. He chips it down the ice. Just over 7 minutes left to go here. Jared Youngquist has this one. Chips it forward. A stick loss once again for Alex Gross. Now played down. That one off of the body of Cameron Helfelt. Played back down. Taken out by Baker. Sends this one off of the boards, and Youngquist goes after inside of his defensive end. Circles back around his net behind. Sends this one up the boards, trying to hit Doug Gutierrez down there. Not able to do so cleanly. Sean Ryan with it behind the net. 6.5 minutes to go here. Third period, 3-2 game. Played back down Body gets in the way down there, and Kyle Abraham taken right back by A.J. Beckwith. Now back behind, it goes off from Russell Ellis's pass. One man in the area down there, and Kevin Diner creating some havoc for the Air Force Falcons. Back up the other way now, and then just sent right back down by Nick Baker. Back in, Kyle Abraham trying to get in the way of that one. Can't do it. At center ice, this puck gets stuck. Taken back by Helfelt. Backhand feed back down. Taken once again by Alexander Falconer. Falconer trying to pass that one through cleanly. Can't do it. Taken right back at center ice. Russell sends that one down, delayed offsides, and Air Force gets on the right side of the blue line. 6 minutes left to go here. 1-goal game, and an icing coming up here against George Mason.
This game is starting to get that 1-goal game feel as Air Force is getting more and more desperate as the clock gets less and less, and George Mason starts to get a little more antsy, a little bit more defensive, a little bit more careful with the puck. Hopefully hoping that they'll be able to advance and get the victory here today. Excuse me.
Left side circle face off. Two players sent back to the bench now from the official. As back out onto the ice comes Beckwith and Russell. Right side circle, face-off now as this one finds a way back out on a face-off win. Played back down there from Beckwith. Behind the net it goes. Giving the pressure in the chase here is Cole Grove. Grove got this one on the back end. Great feed forward. And what a save. The awareness down there from Benjamin. Oh, man.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So a few moments ago, Nebraska cut the lead to 1 over on the other sheet, but we just heard some cheering and waiting for an update to see who will be the beneficiary of that cheering, or maybe it's just a big play. You never know.
Anything could happen.
Anyways, 4-3 on the other sheet in favor of Farmingdale State.
1-goal game at the 5:30 hour.
I like it.
Very good.
Keeping them tight.
Absolutely. Played back left side circle now. 5.5 minutes left to go here in this one. A 1-goal game. Looking to go to see what team can really go 2-1 here, and for Air Force, hoping to keep up that undefeated. They need another goal, and then they need another one after that to try and keep themselves at a winning percentage. This one played back in now. Left side, Colgrove fires a shot. That one got sent away. Ooh, a sneaky little backhand pass right down there. This one finds way back the other way as D'Agostino moves it up and dumps this one right back down for a change. He'll go as the lone man rover back there. Harnoy calls the troops back in. Down the ice it goes, just sent right back in on a backhand the rest of the way by Jed Cutter. Cutter at the blue line, fighting with this one. Taken right back by D'Agostino. D'Agostino will pass back inside of his defensive end, and notice the Air Force forecheck. Works out, backhand, oh, and just a miss net there. Oh, Gabriel Silva right in front. He couldn't put that one away. Has not had a ton of playing time in tonight's game, but he almost made the biggest play for Air Force yet. Back behind the net now. It'll be moved out by Nicholas Baker. Might have been knocked down by a high stick there, and it will be, as the faceoff will be moved down the ice.
Man, what a ill-timed turnover for George Mason as they almost give up an amazing turnover and right in front, like you said. Almost an opportunity to see what he could have done and save this team, and he's unable to put it on net as it goes just wide, but a huge missed opportunity from Matt Hahn, Jr. from Shantley, Virginia.
Shot on net off of the face-off and saved by Ganon as he holds it with 4.5 to go. 3-2, George Mason leads it. The game tying and game-winning goals coming from Cam Smith. 74th and 75th goals of the season, respectively.
75 goals in 31 games. That is unbelievable.
Crazy numbers for sure. Over 2 goals a game. Played back now the other way. Looking to come up with this one is Helfeld. He'll play it back down, but it gets taken away by Russell Ellis. Right side circle looking for a man. He just dumps that one. It makes a weird bounce off of the dasher board. Played right back down and couldn't be collected by Ryan Ruley. Inside of the corner, this one goes now. Back up the ice is Gross. Dumps this one. On the red line, played right back behind as John Ganan tries and picks that one right back up for his boys. Russell Ellis with it. Gross on the goal line. Plays it right back behind. Moving this one up, right side blue line, it finds its way out into the neutral zone. Back down the ice behind the net, Gross once again back there, going inside of the corner. Moves it through the circle, and it gets taken away by Air Force. Find a streaking man up the ice as they hit Alexander Falconer. Left side now, moved, shot towards the net, and that one got thrown away. Another shot, this one moving towards the net. Now finding its way right back behind, is looking to move it around, is Jared Lechner. Lechner backhands this one up, can't get that one cleanly up to the blue line. Taken right back, and Falconer's pass backwards finds its way out of the zone. Falconer once again trying to get that around that man. He provides some opportunities over here as this one comes in the other way from Luke Amato. A tripping penalty coming up to George Mason. Touched up finally, and a huge power play with 3 minutes to go in a 1-goal game.
Wow. What an opportunity this is for Air Force. You're going to have the odd man advantage, and heading to the boxes, Trevor Mack, as he is unhappy with the call. But that's a big guy to get kicked off of the ice if you're George Mason. And now an opportunity that could decide the game. At the end of this power play, you're going to have 1 minute and 6 seconds left of hockey. Air Force is going to take a timeout here and talk about this one, as they are given quite the chance, as we hear an eruption of cheers from the rink behind us.
And a very smart timeout made right here by Air Force. This is your biggest moment of the game.
Certainly.
You get a power play almost to the end of this game. 5-3, Farmingdale State leads it as of a power play goal a couple of minutes ago. So both teams figuring out their strategy here. A lot to figure out. Air Force needs to draw up a play that'll get them a goal. And on the other side, it's anything that can stop a goal. A lot of cheers coming from the rink behind us, and we're keeping our eye out on for that one. Meanwhile, of course, we've got the call for you here. Luke Gamlin and Marcus Grosnick, I'm sure, losing their mind over at the other rink.
Well, from what I see here on my cell phone, on the Twitter, we've got a 5-3 lead for Farmingdale State. That was 2 minutes ago, but
a lot of cheering since then.
We got lots of cheering. Very exciting game going on over there.
Nebraska giving Farmingdale State a lot.
And that might be a combination of Rams and Grizzlies.
Yep.
Boy, would that be a combination.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that'd look like. Left side circle, face-off coming up here. Biggest 2-minute stretch of this, frankly, this season right now for Air Force. This is really to play for the rest of their season. They need some help here if they can't come up with this game. Right side circle, played back up now. Left side blue line, moved out to the top of the slot once again as this one's being moved around by Douglas Gutierrez. Move back now, Falconer. Falconer whiffs on the shot, keeps it on his stick though, and backhands this one right back up as it finds way to Tollefson. Tollefson walking up, leaves it back for Falconer on the blue line. He walks up, back to Tollefson. Right side circle, trying to redirect. That didn't hit anybody, in fact, and went inside the corner. Now played back, left side blue line. Moving this one back over to Tollefson, outside the right circle once again. Moved up, Gutierrez firing a shot, and that one just got kicked away. Tollefson with this one once again inside of the corner. Tollefson, weak backhand, it finds its way and does the job to Doug Gutierrez. He already had one in today's game. Gutierrez back to Falconer. $1:10 left to go here on the power play. Firing a shot, and he scores! Doug Falconer, first goal of the game, and it's a power play goal for the Falcons. 2:14 to go, and we've got a tie game.
I think that hit off of the head of Matthew Benjamin, but what a shot from Falconer. Just rockets it upstairs for his second of the tournament. The patience of the forward, the patience of the freshman from Kohler, Wisconsin, snipes it home on the power play, and we are tied here late in the third period. That's a power play goal snipe, and Air Force has knotted it up.
That is no freshman goal right there from Falconer. 28th goal of the season, and definitely has to be one of his biggest. A power play goal, a massive one right there. Well, now we've got the 2-minute drill. What team wants it more? Because if we can't figure it out here in regulation, it's do or die. Nobody's going to help with a tie going into this overtime if it becomes that. They'll move this one in now as Ryan Ruley works this one inside of the corner. Ruley from the right side circle, trying to get around a man. 2 number 9s going at it down there and gets taken away by Zagardi. Zagady moves this one back in.
There we go. Wow.
Penalty coming up to Air Force. 1.5 minutes to go in this game. You just got one from one given up to you, and you're going to give one right back.
My goodness.
A massively bad time to make this kind of mistake.
Cameron Smith, he would have pulled away with that. It would have been 2-on-1 for George Mason, and now they're going to have a 2-minute power play for the remainder of this regulation, and if this has to dribble over into overtime, they'll have a short advantage for about 24 seconds at the start of overtime.
Right side circle face off here. This one back down as Air Force just tries and push it as far as they can. Taken back by Jed Cutter. Cutter working this one to Baker at the blue line. Baker holds that one in at the blue line, and a trio of Patriots keep this one going. Played back inside of the Air Force corner, ripping it down, and a great clear down there from Troy Tollefson. Held up here and moved up the ice. Good pass down there from the goaltender. Gross looks to move this one back in. He's at the center ice logo. Gross brings this one in right side through the circle, fires a shot. Oh, just off of the glove of Ganan, and that one goes back behind. Now move down the ice. Look for the speed going on here. Doug Gutierrez, he's pushed off his man. Keeps this one back there now. Final minute of play here in the third period. 3-3 tie. Taken right back by Russell Ellis. Moving its way back up as Trey Tollefson moves it in now. Played back down. Oh, and a kick save. I don't even think that Matthew Benjamin saw that till the last moment. 40 seconds now. Cam Smith, Mookie making moves. This one finding its way back inside of the corner. Now back as it's taken once again by Doug Gutierrez. Gutierrez a clear off of the netting out of play. 28.9 to go here, third period, and a face-off that will remain inside of the offensive end for George Mason.
Yeah, what a great play in the break for George Mason as they're going to get a face-off in their own zone on the power play. 52 seconds left on that, so there will be some carryover if this game does go into extra time. Man, what an exciting finish to this game.
Fantastic game. Right side circle face-off.
We saw 3 goals in the first 2 periods. We've seen 3 in this period alone.
Outstanding.
Great finish.
Back inside of the corner now. Air Force tries to clear the zone, can't do it. Baker's got it. Baker rips this one towards the net and held on to from John Ganan.
That's a great C&I save there from John Ganan. Got 2 Patriots and a Falcon right in front of him. The captain, Baker's just trying to throw that on the net and see what can happen, and outstretched is the glove of Ganan. He's able to make the stop.
Left side circle face-off. Winning its way back inside of the corner. Air Force wins this one. They've got 14 seconds to try and do something with it. Caught at center ice, but not able to cleanly catch it as Jed Cutter. Played back down. Now taken by the captain, Diner. 6 seconds to go here. Brought in. They'll say onside. Diner kicks this one. And we are heading to a final 10 minutes here. 2 teams that desperately need this win heading into day 3. And we've got a 3-3 tie with 23 seconds left of power play time when we come back. Get ready for one heck of a finish between 2 teams who are finally on their game. We will step aside when we rejoin you. Overtime from Columbus.
with that. And we're live.
10 minutes to decide a winner in this one, and if we can't get a winner, it's going to be time to go for a tie, and neither of these teams can truly afford a tie going into day 3 against an undefeated and rolling Central Michigan team. What a great period of hockey that we just saw, and it ended up with Falconer coming up with a goal to tie it with 1:31 to go in the game.
Yeah, what a fantastic third period that was. Shots for the Air Force Falcons, 60-22 in that third period.
Close.
To 23 for George Mason.
Wow.
They almost had more shots in that third period than George Mason had all game.
Wow.
Impressive.
That's fine.
If time.
This one shot up and out of play. 11 seconds off the clock. 13 seconds of power play time still remaining here for George Mason. They want to try and strike quick and get themselves rested for that date tomorrow with Georgia Tech, and then get a little bit of help from their friends in the Air Force tomorrow. That one shot. Ganon just watches that one find its way right back behind. Falconer leading this one back the other way. Now brought into the George Mason zone. That'll do it. 5-on-5 hockey at this point for the rest of it. This one shot towards the net right in front, and John Ganon comes up with a big save.
What an opportunity, a turnover at the point, a quick shot off the stick of number 14, Jared Lechner. And right sitting at the doorstep was Kevin Diner, one of the captains, the co-captains on this George Mason Patriots team. And that almost ended it there for the Patriots.
D'Agostino takes this face-off left side circle. Air Force has to break out of their zone. They haven't been out of it yet in this 30 seconds of overtime. Played back, this one through the circle, finding its way not out of the zone still. Going after this one on the left side is Russell Ellis, finding its way, nearly caught up down there. Now to the front of that, firing a shot, and that one held on to Douglas Gutierrez nearly with his second of the night, and that would have been the biggest goal of his season.
And the other co-captain, Nicholas Baker, almost just left. Doug Gutierrez slipped right through, uncontested. That could have been a costly mistake for the Patriots. As a quick shot off the face-off is saved. And I mean, what can you say about the play of Matthew Benjamin today?
Well, he's already made 1 million saves, so why not make 1 million more?
He's made 60 saves here today.
Unreal.
Fantastic.
Right side circle face-off here once again for the Air Force. This one jumps into the air, thrown out of the zone. Smart play right there, no hand pass. This one played right back in by Air Force, though, as Ryan Ruley plays that one along the boards, and it goes down. Oh, this is going to be close, and it's beat out back there by Zagady. Played back against the goal line. Air Force has got to be careful. A lot of forecheckers in the area there for George Mason.
And Zagady's been fantastic also for the Patriots in both games this week as we go down for an icing.
Oh, Doug Gutierrez was just a step behind George Mason down there, and an icing for a face-off inside of Mason's offensive end.
Cameron Smith back on the ice for the Patriots with Alex Gross and Kevin Dyer. This is that scoring line for this team, and you got to hope that they're looking for some way to get this puck in the back of the net, which would be a great win for their program.
Face-off one back by Air Force. They move this one out of the zone, working on the stick of Ryan Ruley. Ruley just dumps that one back in, and Air Force gets a quick change out of it. A smart play right there. Played back across the center ice line. They bring this one in. Cam Smith fires a shot, and John Ganon follows that one away. Played back, it finds its way. Blue line, opportunity shot. It misses the net, and it's found its way right back behind as Ganon gets in the way of that one on a second chance opportunity. Another shot, right towards the net. Oh my goodness, and Alex Gross misses the net. He's going to have nightmares about that one. Almost put that game away. He had it through the 5-hole. No save could be made from Ganon, and he just missed the post.
Oh my goodness. He had the whole left side of the net gaping as John Ganon was out of position, and he missed the net on the opposite side. A huge missed opportunity for George Mason. Wow.
Played back behind the net. Air Force got to try and get out of their zone and get something going to get momentum back, because that was almost humongous. As big as it gets for George Mason. Played back down, and no icing called back here to cite what John Ganon wanted. Played back, moving this one through the circle. Quick passes there from Kyle Abraham to Luke Amato. Played in front of the George Mason bench now. Check zone right there, and they get the puck right back. Smart play down there. This one played back inside of the neutral zone as this one finds its way over. Leitzel moves this one in. Left side, he gets cross-checked down there and falls down onto the ice. Luke Amato sends that one back the other way as Baker takes it. 7.5 minutes to go here. Need to decide a winner. Someone needs to win it. Abraham going in after this one. Left side circle. Baker slows this one up, passes it right back down to Trevor Mack. Mack, as that one gets intercepted, taken right back the other way now. Diner brings it in, right side circle, passes this one back up in front of the net. Alex Gross, and John Gannon, a million feet out of his net, comes up with a save diving. Now another shot. That one bounces off of the head of John Gannon. He's certainly been busy making up for lost time here in overtime.
Great chances so far from the Patriots. They're really pushing for it. And the goalie's got his head off, or his mask off his head. He's got a strap broken.
Wow. Equipment issue for John Gannon. I thought something might have happened as that one hit off of his helmet and ramped right up.
Yeah, that
usually won't see something like that without some kind of something.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Beautiful, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
That was fantastic.
Very eloquent.
Yeah, but everyone was losing their minds in the stands, on the benches, and the refs.
7 minutes to go here in overtime. Both teams hoping to get past that tie that we've seen. That's cursed Arkansas, and the Razorbacks have fought so hard against the number 1 team. They allowed 1 goal. Against the number 2 team, they scored 6 goals. They allowed 6 as this one's a shot, and Malcolm has to do a little bit of juggling, but he comes up with it. Those ties can kill you. They keep you in, but they can kill you.
Yeah, really something. We got 2 overtimes going on at the exact same time.
Yeah, Nebraska, Farmingdale State across the ice.
Yes, we'll have our Twitter correspondent, Zach DeBozar, update us on that game if there ever becomes a finisher on the opposite end. Nebraska currently on the power play here in overtime against Farmingdale State.
Now Air Force having this one at the blue line for a moment, taken back the other way as this one goes down. A warm up from the official, and it does go back for an icing. Cam Smith just allowing that one to go down. 6:39 to go here in overtime. 3-3 is our score. A very good game between these two teams.
4 minutes left in overtime on the other side. Again, the implications for that: Farmingdale State wins, Oakland moves on. If Nebraska wins, it'll be a win. Winner goes on to the semis tomorrow against Oakland.
So what happens in a tie?
I don't know.
No one knows. This one played back to the center ice area, brought back in the other way. Cam Smith, he gets all a push down.
And we're going to get a penalty against Air Force.
Yeah, no kidding. Doing pretty much everything you can.
I think that's the 3rd penalty that Cameron Smith has forced on his own, just by being a physical skater and moving towards the net. An aggressive, powerful skater. And now they're going to go on the power play with 6:22 remaining in this overtime. I believe they're 0 for 3 so far here in today's game. 0 for 2, excuse me. George Mason.
Right side circle face-off coming up here as Air Force goes back on the penalty kill. Now played, George Mason wins this one. Having it, firing a shot, Cam Smith. A great save down there from John Gannon. He had to come out of nowhere to kick that one away. Now played right back down left side circle. Gross slowly working with this one. Methodically, nearly taken off his stick. Played down, goal line, firing this one towards the net, short side, nothing there. Cam Smith with it once again. Plays it right back down to Trevor Mack. Finding its way back up to Nick Baker. Baker moving this one to Gross. Gross looking for somebody to get this one to. Finding its way back to Trevor Mack. Mack back to Gross. Touch pass back up to Baker. Baker fires a shot. Loose in front, and John Gannon smothers that one.
And you got Cameron Smith, the leading goal scorer in the whole country, is sitting right in front of the goal at the top of the crease. Not really moving, honestly, and he's being tied up by the Air Force defense. You got to get him circling, get him open, somehow find a way to get him loose so that he can take a shot on net. He's been fantastic. He's already got 2 goals here today so far. Looking for that hat trick to send George Mason with the victory.
Gross fires this one. It bounces on top of the net, finds its way right back behind. Moving this one to the blue line, comes out of the zone, and going after it is Baker. Collected here by Malcolm. He leaves that one back inside of the corner. Moved around as Nick Baker slows things up. 5.5 minutes to go here in overtime. 1 minute left on their power play. Move down, Trevor Mack brings this one to Alex Gross. Gross fires a shot, just misses the net down there. Now Luke Amato tips it out of the zone. Watch out, we could have a foot race here if Nick Baker can't win that one, but he does and slows things up. Taken back now. Air Force has got a left side circle. All off of the helmet of Malcolm, and a short-handed goal would have been, well, the game winner here. But a great save by Malcolm, and why do we even doubt him?
Great save there by Matthew Benjamin.
Right side circle shot. Played back behind the net. Trevor Mack's got this one. Loose in front of the net. Gross trying to get on top of this one. Finding its way out of the zone for some great effort from Falconer. Now played back. He's waiting for reinforcements to come in as he dumps that one down the rest of the ice. 19 seconds left to go here on this power play for George Mason. Moving it back behind Kyle Abraham in the area. Wide open area now for it to be taken by Doug Gutierrez. Gutierrez has got this one inside of the corner. Up the ice to Kyle Abraham. Abraham fires one towards the net. Loose in front. Oh my God! What a save by Matthew Benjamin. Saves the game.
Wow. A tricky shot from Abraham. Pops straight up into the air, and they crash the net. What an unbelievable play there by Matthew Benjamin to keep them in the game. Wow, and the helmet pops off again. I mean, he's been stupid good here in this game today.
That's the most sprawling, unbelievable save that I've seen. I don't know how you come up with that.
And after he made that last save, it's just laying there in the goal mouth, and no one's able to poke it home for the Falcons.
Well, we're back to 5-on-5, or rather 5-on-5 here, yes, for this final 4 minutes. Played back inside of the corner. Great defensive, unselfish play made down there, this one to the blue line. Played back down. We hear the goal horn across the rink, and we'll have to see who scored that one. Luke Amato, this one bounces off of his stick. Played back down. Oh, we got George Mason almost off to the races down there. This one played back in the other way. Now down. Being worked with as Ryan Ruley's got it. Moved around by Russell Ellis. Moved up. Ryan Ruley can't catch that one. 3:45 to go here. Move back down the other way.
Farmingdale State wins it in overtime on the other sheet of ice, so Oakland University has punched their ticket to the semifinal game.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
What a finish over there on the other sheet, and we're awaiting a finish of our own here.
3.5 minutes left to go here. Left side circle, firing a shot. That was a seeing eye shot that jumped right over the head of Matthew Benjamin, as this one finds way to the right side post, as this one finds way back in the corner. Now behind the net, they work with this one. Sending Gutierrez to the low slot area. Taken back here by Falconer. Left side shot. That one just misses the net, and it comes out of the zone as Russell Ellis will try and come up with that one, but it came back up with on the stick of Ryan Ruley. Now by Gutierrez. Off the stick of Falconer. Under 3 minutes to go here. Cam Smith wants to be off to the races. He almost gets slashed back down there. Smith moves this one up the ice. Onto the stick of Lechner. Dumps that one back behind the net as Gross goes in after it down there as well. Youngquist just watches that one go by. Right side, Lechner's got it, fires it. That one misses the net completely. Trying to get a man streaking out of the zone. They keep this one going on Gutierrez's stick. Gutierrez puts this one weakly towards the net. Juggling act, and he comes up with that one. Of all the shots for him to have trouble with, that one is surprising.
Wow. A sneaky little shot that popped straight up in the air. And Matthew Benjamin makes it look easy as he's having a little maintenance done on his skate with 2:32 left in the overtime period.
2.5 minutes left to go here in overtime.
What a great final 30 minutes this game has been. The first 40 was a little slow. Yep. You and I were commenting on the lack of scoring that we were hoping we would see. And instead, this third period in overtime has been fantastic.
What a wicked backhand that we just saw right there. That was something special. This one played back behind the net now. Working with this one. Works along the boards. Now moving this one. Left side blue line. Dumping it right back down. Finding its way. Right side corner. 2 minutes left to go. Inside of the circles. Oh, a great movement up ice, but Zagady's got no stick and a slashing penalty coming up here to Air Force.
Wow. And the final we're 2:01 on the clock. And George Mason, for the second time in this period, in this overtime period, is going to get a power play opportunity. They have not been able to capitalize so far today, but man, they are going to get an opportunity to put this one away. It will be a power play for the remainder of the game, as there's only 1 second. That would be 5-on-5.
And even if that would be less the rest of the game. If there's a goal, that ends the game. Played back, left side, right side actually. This one played back, dumped out. Oh my goodness, Doug Gutierrez is off to the races already. Cam Smith whipped on a shot back down there. Alex Gross going after it now. Played back behind the net. They're going to be sending a man streaking every time. Back to the right side blue line. Lechner collects that one. Cam Smith going to the races back behind the net. Leaving this one back there for Alex Gross. Back up. Nick Baker's got it. Fires a shot. John Canan with the save. $1:35 to go.
8th shot of the overtime period for George Mason. They're getting the chances. But a great play. Cameron Smith in the high slot had a chance for a one-timer, just hit off of the heel of his blade and was not able to get that full force on it. And man, what an incredible opportunity there.
Left side circle face-off, one back by the Falcons. They can't clear the zone with it. Played back outside the left circle. Baker trying to go in after this one. Playing its way back down. Falconer can't come up with that one. Backhand feed, Cam Smith right there. Can't get it back. Now a shot here. Gross, and that one gets sent out of the zone. $1:18 left to go here. Looking to send this one up the ice. Ooh, and nearly taken back way out of the net is Benjamin. That one gets sent down. Foot race here. And an icing called. I can't believe it.
And neither can the fans of George Mason.
That was as equal of a race as you're going to see.
Wow. I thought for sure Cam Smith beat him out. Unbelievable. It was neck and neck there at the end. That's a tough call to make if you're the official. But at the same time, that's a tough call that you don't make if that turns into a goal for George Mason. So
it's an unwinnable position.
It's a lose-lose position for the Stripes.
And we are down to the final minute of overtime. Someone needs to win this one. Right side they enter in. Cam Smith with this one. Centering it back down. Gross fires a shot. A save by Ganand. Right in front of the net. Gross trying to put it away. In front. Still loose. And Ganand covers it up.
How did that puck not find the back of the net? How? How, I ask you? Unbelievable play there by John Ganand. Alex Gross and Cameron Smith are on the goal mouth, smacking, punching hard as they can, and they cannot get to find them. Oh my gosh, what an unbelievable string of saves there from John Ganand.
Alex Gross moves this one back up, and it's taken here by Air Force. 2-on-1 developing here. Right side they enter. Falconer. Left side. Doug Gutierrez. Right in front, and they score! Gutierrez and Falconer in front of the net, and it's a come from behind win for Air Force. They've got a date with destiny, and her name is Central Michigan University.
A chance on one end, a 2-on-1 on the other side. And Falconer gets an opportunity in front, and it dribbles into the net. And George Mason is stunned as they led. This is the first time this game that Air Force has led today, and they now have the victory.
An unbelievable victory for Air Force down in this game, fighting as hard as they can to come up with any kind of goal. And they're going to review this one. They call it a goal. It's all over. Air Force 2-0. Somehow a most unbelievable win coming from behind. And they've got that 2-0 date with Central Michigan tomorrow. A pair of undefeateds. It has taken the Cardiac Kids of Air Force 2 overtimes down to the final 3 minutes to get themselves in a position. But the Falcons are a team of destiny right now, and they look to ride that in a Titan tilt 1 versus 2 tomorrow at 5:30 against the Central Michigan Chippewas. An absolutely stunning finish here from Rink A. Unbelievable. Gutierrez leading the way with Falconer. A shot that went off of somebody's foot, kicked into the back of the net. And what a hard feeling here for George Mason, leading the entirety of this game, never trailed in it until they lose it in overtime. 30 seconds, just under 2 minutes to go in this game, in this overtime, and Air Force gets an odd man rush the other way. And we've got Tyler Marcotte down on the ice with the game-winning goal scorer, the freshman sensation, Alexander Falconer. Tyler, what has he got to say?
And Sean, we're here with Alex Falconer, the hero in today's game. Alex, first of all, congratulations. Tell me what you saw in that overtime goal.
Yeah, I think we were still killing the penalty. I think we were short, and the D just kind of fumbled at the blue line, and we were looking for a shorty the whole time. I won't lie to you. We had our two best players on the ice. So as soon as I had it, I knew we were going 2-on-1. I moved it across to Doug Gutierrez. I thought he'd shoot it, but he hit me wide open back, and it was pretty much easy tapping, so it was really a good play by him.
You also scored the goal to tie this game. Tell me what went through your head as you sunk that last goal to send this game into overtime.
Right, it was more special teams, but it was just kind of like they were sagging in deep, so I came up high and just a wrist shot from the top of the circle. But it's just credit all our guys. Like, we were down most of that game. We battled back, so we got one more tomorrow, and we're going to move on.
2 overtime games. How are the legs?
They're okay. We had recognition, which is a big event right before this, but we're going to keep going.
Awesome. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow. Back to you, Sean.
That is one excited man in Alexander Falconer, an electric overtime winner for Air Force, back-to-back days. It's taken 8 periods of hockey, but they move on as 2-0, taking on Central Michigan University tomorrow. Thank you for joining us for this game. Tyler and I have got the call for you tomorrow, and what promises to be a spectacular battle between Central Michigan and Air Force. We hope you will join us here, regardless of your allegiance. The Cardiac Kids Air Force Falcons move on, and the Cardiac Cadets of the Air Force Falcons moving on to the next round. We will see you tomorrow. A great finish here from Columbus.